Chapter 1596. One had to admit that this formation seal was extremely overbearing. It was extremely difficult to break this seal. Even opening a tiny crack was extremely difficult. Fortunately, Yang Hongwu was very special. Under this tyrannical attack, he was finally able to tear a small crack in the ceiling formation. Great! A crack has indeed been opened. Quick, quick, little brother, quick. Give me another blow, and I will be able to come out. Seeing that there was a crack in the seal, the skinny old man was extremely happy and shouted loudly. He was extremely excited at the moment. As long as the seal was opened a little bit more, he would be able to send out an avatar. With a crack, he would be able to send a clone out. How could he not be excited? How could he not be excited? He had been sealed here for countless years. Now that there was a chance, he would definitely not let it go. All right, senior, please step aside. I'm going to give it my all, Yang Hongwu said. All right. When the skinny old man heard this, he was extremely shocked. He had not thought that this brat Yang Hongwu had not used his full strength yet. His strength was indeed incomparably strong. Most likely, there was no one in the Divine Lord realm who was his match. He was definitely an invincible existence in the Divine Lord realm. This was a true genius at the level of a peerless genius. He even had a feeling that Yang Hongwu was not only invincible in the Sir God realm, he could even contend with the warriors in the Divine Emperor realm. However, after giving it some thought, he shook his head. The possibility was too small. Since ancient times, there had only been one genius who could match evenly with a cultivator who was one realm higher than him after he had reached the realm of Tai Real God. Only one person. One should know that the difference of one realm was like the difference between heaven and earth. If he could really do that, it would be too terrifying. Soon, Yang Hongwu struck out with his saber again. The crack grew even larger. I'm going to come out. The skinny old man condensed an avatar. It turned into a ray of light and instantly penetrated the small crack. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. Devouring furnace, open. Following Yang Hongwu's shout, a huge furnace appeared. This huge furnace erupted with a terrifying devouring power. It was like a huge black hole that could devour everything. The moment the skinny old man's clone appeared, it was swallowed into the black hole. What is this? The skinny old man's expression changed drastically. His clone had yet to recover and was still very weak. After all, he had just come out of the crack and had consumed a huge amount of energy. The consumption was too great. As a result, the avatar that he had split out did not even have 1% of its peak state. In other words, he had exhausted over 99% of his power to pass through the crack. Damn it! It must be that little bastard. At this time, the skinny old man also came back to his senses. The only person who dared to attack him was Yang Hongwu, that little bastard. Damn it, you little bastard. Stop it. Senior, are you calling me? Yang Hongwu laughed out loud. Little bastard, let me go quickly. Otherwise, I will make sure you die without a burial place. The skinny old man shouted. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Senior, what are you saying? Didn't I already tear a crack for you? Although this crack can't let your true body come out, it should be enough for your avatar to come out, right? Yang Hongwu continued to devour and refine the skinny old man's power. However, Yang Hongwu wouldn't completely annihilate the old man's clone in an instant. If he did that, it wouldn't be easy for him to obtain the Pagoda Pearl, which was the fragment of the life seal. Kid, you can't fool me. If you want to obtain this pagoda, you still need my help. Without my help, you won't be able to obtain this pagoda. Don't tell me you don't want this pagoda anymore. Although the skinny old man was furious, there was nothing he could do. Because his true body was sealed and this avatar had exhausted too much power, there was no way for it to break free from this terrifying devouring vortex. If he had been at his peak, this devouring vortex would have been a piece of cake for him. However, he was only an incarnation now. Moreover, his strength had been depleted by 99%. There was no way he could break free from the vortex. If this continued, he would become a Tao incarnation. If he continued to devour the remaining power of his avatar, it would be completely devoured. Yang Hongwu felt very refreshed after devouring the old man's power. His strength continued to increase. Although it was far from reaching the point of a breakthrough, it was already very good. Senior, what do you mean by that? Yang Hongwu pretended to be ignorant and said, I have already opened a crack for Senior and consumed a lot of my power. Now, I have no way to help Senior. Therefore, I am also helpless in Senior's current situation. When the skinny old man heard this, he was so angry that his entire body trembled. This little bastard was really too hateful. He was clearly the one who did it, but he actually pretended not to know. Shameless, extremely shameless. Yang Hongwu didn't care about it. If he didn't scheme against this old man now, when would he wait? Moreover, Yang Hongwu would definitely not let this old man out. His goal was to directly refine the pagoda pearl on the pagoda and refine the origin source energy in this space. In this way, he would be able to completely control the common people's continent and become the master of the common people's continent. In this way, he could directly use the common people seal to become the core of this sealing formation to suppress this old man. However, to do this, it wasn't something that could be done in a short period of time. It required time and a huge amount of power. And where did this huge amount of power come from? Of course, it was the avatar of the skinny old man. What the skinny old man broke out of the seal was only an avatar. However, this avatar had a certain connection with his original body. Through this avatar, Yang Hongwu could extract the power of the skinny old man's original body. In this way, he could use this power to refine the fragment of the mortal seal. This was Yang Hongwu's initial plan. Little bastard, you still don't admit it. You are courting death, do you know that? The skinny old man was furious. This little bastard cheated him of his item and still refused to listen. Chapter 1597. It's not up to you to decide whether I'm courting death or not. Senior, just accept your fate. Yang Hongwu's plan had succeeded, and there was no need to hide it anymore. He had already completed the formation with the help of the skinny old man's power. The formation used the devouring furnace as its core, and it was constantly draining. The power of the skinny old man's incarnation was used to refine the fragments of the life's great seal. Little bastard, he felt a powerful force locking onto him. It was a formation. As the exterminating sky bandit, he was extremely powerful and knowledgeable. He had seen countless formations, and the formation that sealed him was the most powerful one he had ever seen. However, the formation that Yang Hongwu had set up was the most profound and mysterious one. It was the most profound formation that he had ever seen. Although its might was far inferior to the formation that sealed his true body, it was still extremely frightening. He discovered that the formation was actually constantly extracting his power. It was not extracting the power of his incarnation, but through the connection between his incarnation and his original body, it was continuously extracting the power of his original body. This made him extremely shocked. Although the speed of draining his power was very slow and the power that he consumed was just a drop in the ocean for him. Even if it drained his power for 1,000 or 10,000 years, it would not consume much of his power. However, if this continued, it would have a huge impact on him. You, little bastard, you want to drain my power? The exterminating sky bandit looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly, You've been scheming against me since the beginning. Senior, are you the exterminating sky bandit? Yang Hongwu was shocked when he heard it. Although he had never heard of the exterminating sky bandit, the name was very overbearing. Little bastard, if I wasn't sealed here by that damn bastard, I could kill you many times over with just a breath. The exterminating sky bandit was extremely depressed. He was like a tiger that had fallen to the plains and was bullied by a dog. An exalted supreme powerhouse, the renowned exterminating heaven thief, was actually schemed against by a puny little divine Lord martial artist. If this spread out, it was truly unbelievably aggrieved. However, there was no other way. He was sealed here and was too anxious to leave this place and obtain freedom. That was why he was schemed against by Yang Hongwu. If not for this, even if Yang Hongwu had reached the divine emperor realm, or even the emperor realm, he would not be able to scheme against him. After all, his strength was far beyond the level of the emperor. Little bastard, how about we make a deal? The exterminating sky bandit looked at Yang Hongwu and said, he could not deal with Yang Hongwu now. He could only think of ways to gain Yang Hongwu's trust. What's the deal? Yang Hongwu asked. Now that everything was under Yang Hongwu's control, he was not worried and looked at Destroyer Sky Pirate and asked. Yang Hongwu guessed that this old man was sealed here by the original owner of the Life Grand Seal. Yang Hongwu guessed that he was sealed here by the original owner of the seal. After all, this was the world of the Life Seal. He was not talking about the fragments of the Life Seal, but the owner of the complete Life Seal. That person should be an unparalleled expert, an unimaginable expert. Only such a terrifying expert had the ability to seal a terrifying expert like Exterminating Sky Bandit here. Only a supreme treasure like the Life Great Seal could attract the interest of evil Monarch Wang Li and demon Monarch Wang Yuan. After all, at evil Monarch Wang Li's level, ordinary things wouldn't be able to attract them. Therefore, other than the Life Seal, there was no other possibility for them to attach so much importance to it. When you are strong enough, let me leave this place. Even though he hated Yang Hongwu to the core, he had to admit that no one could help him if he wanted to get out of this predicament and obtain his freedom. The only one who could help him was Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu was the only one who could help him. The only person who could help him was Yang Hongwu. No one else. This was his only chance. Why should I help you? Yang Hongwu asked. Naturally, you will benefit from it. The exterminating sky bandit looked at Yang Hongwu and said, this is a great benefit for you. You should be able to feel my strength, right? I'm just a clone. You can use the power of this formation to extract the power of my original body to increase your cultivation. However, my power is not that easy to refine. Your cultivation is too weak. It will be too slow for you to refine my power. What are you trying to say? Yang Hongwu looked at the exterminating sky bandit. In fact, Yang Hongwu did not care. Although it was a bit slow to refine the power of the exterminating sky bandit, Yang Hongwu's goal was not to refine it. Although the exterminating sky bandit was like a supreme great holy vein with endless spiritual qi that could be supplied to Yang Hongwu, the speed of extraction and refining was not very fast. However, when Yang Hongwu was strong enough, it would be easy for him to extract the power of the exterminating sky bandit. When he broke through to the divine emperor realm, the speed of extraction and refining of the exterminating sky bandit's power would increase exponentially. Moreover, when he controlled this world, Yang Hongwu could mobilize the power of heaven and earth and the power of the Dharma to form a more mysterious formation to extract his power for cultivation. He could even use it to improve his own inner world and evolve heaven and earth. I can fuse my power into your body to help you cultivate and increase your cultivation. The exterminating sky bandit said. In that way, your cultivation speed will increase greatly. You will be able to break through the bottleneck of the divine emperor realm and become a divine emperor in 1 year. Compared to you, your cultivation speed will be much faster. In the exterminating sky bandit's opinion, it was extremely fast for Yang Hongwu to break through from the divine emperor realm to the divine emperor realm in 1 year. It was unimaginable for ordinary people. It should be known that even the most powerful geniuses and peerless geniuses with countless resources could not help a warrior to break through from the divine emperor realm to the divine emperor realm in such a short time, unless there was a peerless expert who was willing to pay a huge price to improve his cultivation. However, the possibility was too small. No matter how close the person was to him, he would not pay such a price. Moreover, there was a flaw in improving cultivation in this way. After the improvement, the road of cultivation in the future would become very difficult. In fact, it was an action of pulling up seedlings to help them grow. The real peerless geniuses would not use this method to improve their cultivation. I am really tempted. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly and said, however, I still refuse. Chapter 1598. Oh, is there anything else that Senior can offer that can move me? Yang Hongwu smiled and said, if Senior is willing to submit to me and become my slave, I can accept it. Exterminating Sky Bandit was furious. This little bastard wants me to be his slave. How dare he? It's unforgivable. Exterminating Sky Bandit took a deep breath and suppressed his anger. He looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "Little brother, you're joking again. I think you're too young to have heard of my reputation. I've traveled through countless universes for countless years and stolen countless treasures. As long as you're willing to let me out, I can give you countless treasures." "Is that so?" Yang Hongwu said, "Senior, take them out now. If I feel that it's worth it, I'll let you out. Little brother, I'm now sealed here and can't leave. So, I can't give you my treasures. As long as you release my incarnation, I can bring you to find my treasures," Exterminating Sky Bandit said. "Say no more. Exterminating Sky Bandit, do you think I'm a fool?" Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "You're giving me a blank check? You want me to take a huge risk to release you? You're too naive, aren't you?" "Of course not." Exterminating Sky Bandit cursed in his heart. This little bastard had already received a lot of benefits from him. The Supreme Celestial Elixir, the Emperor Dragon Pearl, and the Enlightenment Futon were all top treasures. But this little bastard still said that he was giving him a blank check. How hateful. However, he had no other choice. His strength was constantly being absorbed by Yang Hongwu. Although it wasn't a big loss for him, it wasn't a good thing for him to continue like this. Moreover, the person you've offended should be an unparalleled expert. You're sealed here with your strength. If I release you, wouldn't I be offending the other party? Do you think I can afford to offend the other party with my strength?" Yang Hongwu said, "You don't have to worry. I'm just releasing my incarnation. As long as my original body is still sealed here, you don't have to worry about the other party," Exterminating Sky Bandit said. "Humph." Yang Hongwu snorted. He didn't believe him at all. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu's face changed as he felt that something was wrong. Yang Hongwu realized that the space around him had begun to change. The power in this space was changing. The seal began to weaken. The power of the seal is weakening. "Old man, you..." Yang Hongwu looked at Destroyer Sky Bandit. He had been tricked. This old man could actually break the seal on his own. He used his own power to open up a crack. This crack was only a tiny crack, but it destroyed the balance of the entire sealing formation. If Yang Hongwu hadn't been paying attention, he probably wouldn't have realized that the power of the sealing formation was actually weakening. Although the change was very weak, Yang Hongwu noticed it. This old man had been trading with him. He talked to him to distract him. Exterminating Sky Bandit was really good at scheming. "Little bastard, you actually found out." Exterminating Sky Bandit looked at Yang Hongwu in surprise. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to find out so quickly. In fact, he had been acting with Yang Hongwu all along. When Yang Hongwu had opened a crack in the sealing array formation, his true body had used this crack to weaken the sealing power of the array formation. He had been sealed in this seal for countless years. He had always wanted to break the seal and leave this place. How could he not have studied this seal? However, he was in the middle of the sealing array and had no way of opening a crack in the sealing array. He couldn't find a single flaw. The only way to break this sealing formation was to attack the outside of the sealing formation. He couldn't do it himself. Others couldn't do it either, because ordinary experts, even cultivators at the level of Emperor, couldn't enter this space. In this space, anyone's Dharma power would be suppressed. It would be devoured and broken down by the power of the seal to increase the power of the seal. However, when he saw that Yang Hongwu was actually able to enter this place without being injured in the slightest, he began to scheme. Yang Hongwu was his chance. Although Yang Hongwu's cultivation realm was very low, only at the Monarch God realm, and his strength was also very low, it didn't matter. As long as he could open up this array a little, let this seal array break open a bit of the seal, and let a trace of his strength out, it would be enough. He only needed a sliver of energy to find the weakness of the sealing formation, and from there, he would be able to tear the formation apart and break it. In the beginning, he wanted to take over Yang Hongwu's body. After all, Yang Hongwu's body was special. His body contained powerful energy that even surpassed his peak. This was also the reason why Yang Hongwu could enter this place without dying and his body wasn't broken down. The power in his body was too strong and overbearing. It was a pity that Yang Hongwu didn't master it. If Yang Hongwu completely mastered that power, Destroyer Sky Bandit wouldn't dare to plot against him. However, Yang Hongwu didn't master that power. This was different. He wanted to seize the power in Yang Hongwu's body. As long as he devoured this power, his cultivation could instantly return to the peak and even surpass his original realm. At that time, he wouldn't be afraid of the guy who sealed him. Thinking of the person who sealed him, Destroyer Sky Bandit gritted his teeth. He just wanted to steal a star core and was chased for countless years and sealed here. How could he not hate him? In this case, I can't let you live. As Destroyer Sky Bandit spoke, a powerful aura burst out and broke through Yang Hongwu's devouring furnace. Yang Hongwu's face changed. This old man could easily break through his devouring furnace. This time, it was really troublesome. Destroyer Sky Bandit's majestic aura burst out like a flash flood. In an instant, it rushed towards Yang Hongwu aggressively and unstoppably. Chapter 1599. Void Travel. Yang Hongwu did not hesitate at all. In the face of such a terrifying attack, Yang Hongwu instantly used the Void Travel technique to evade it. He knew very well that he had no way of blocking this attack at the moment. He had to admit that this old man was too powerful. Exterminating Sky Pirate was indeed worthy of being called Exterminating Sky. He was extremely powerful and extraordinary. Little bastard, you actually evaded it. Void Travel technique, Space Law. I didn't expect you to have mastered the Space Law. However, even so, you still have to die. Exterminating Sky Pirate was shocked when he saw Yang Hongwu evading his attack. However, he did not let it affect him. He thought that Yang Hongwu could escape. No matter how powerful a Divine Lord Realm martial artist was, it was impossible for him to escape from his hands. Space Seal. Following Exterminating Sky Pirate's shout, rays of light appeared in the void. These rays of light instantly spread out and turned into a large net, sealing off this space. This was a secret skill that Exterminating Sky Pirate had comprehended after being sealed in this formation for so many years. This secret skill made use of the power of space to seal off this space. Damn it, this old bastard is actually so powerful. Yang Hongwu's face was extremely solemn. This was only an incarnation. His original body had not really broken the seal of the formation yet, and it was already so terrifying. If his original body broke the seal of the formation and rushed out, what would happen to Yang Hongwu? Wouldn't it be a dead end? The question now was, how was he going to seal this guy? It was too difficult. Open. Although the space was sealed, this secret skill did not have much effect on Yang Hongwu. With a thought, he slashed out with his saber and instantly shattered the sealed space. Good lad, you can actually shatter my sealed space easily. Little bastard, all the more I can't let you live. How could he not be surprised when he saw Yang Hongwu easily shatter the space sealing mystic method that he had comprehended from the sealing formation? This kid was a peerless genius, an absolute monster. If he were to grow up, he would be extremely terrifying. Once he was able to control and refine the force inside his body, even if he was at his peak, he would not stand a chance against Qi Nan. Therefore, at this moment, Qi Nan had no choice. Before he could refine and control that power, he had to kill him. Otherwise, in the future, only death would await him. Because he didn't want to die, he had to nip this possibility in the bud. Yang Hongwu looked at Exterminating Sky Bandit's murderous intent and knew clearly that this old man was going to pay a huge price to kill him. The old bastard wanted to kill him, but Yang Hongwu wanted to as well. However, there was one thing that Yang Hongwu knew. This old man's strength was not to be underestimated. He was only at the 7th level Divine Lord Realm now. It was too difficult to kill Exterminating Sky Bandit. Even if he controlled this space, the entire Sanxing mainland, or even the deity plane, he might not be able to kill this old man. Therefore, he could only seal Exterminating Sky Bandit and wait for his strength to increase and break through the shackles to reach the Divine Emperor Realm or even the Emperor Realm. Only then would he have enough strength to kill this old man. However, he was in a huge crisis at the moment. Exterminating Sky Bandit was about to break the seal. He estimated that this incarnation of Exterminating Sky Bandit was getting stronger and more terrifying. If this continued, it would not take long for this incarnation of exterminating Sky Bandit to be comparable to an expert of the Emperor realm. At that time, it would be easy to kill Yang Hongwu. It would be a piece of cake. Bam! Caught off guard, Yang Hongwu was sent flying by the attack, and his entire body crashed into the tall tower. Puff! Yang Hongwu spat out a mouthful of blood, and it landed on the tower pearl. The blood that landed on the tower pearl was instantly absorbed by the tower pearl, and it emitted a strong light. This strong light instantly enveloped Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu was shocked. The tower pearl instantly integrated into his inner world. Although Yang Hongwu's cultivation did not break through, Yang Hongwu could clearly feel the connection between himself and this world. The entire heaven and earth was completely under Yang Hongwu's control. Within the radius of 10,000 feet, within the entire pillar of heaven's mountains, Yang Hongwu was the master. The entire ceiling formation was also under the control of Yang Hongwu. It's indeed a fragment of the Great Seal of Life. Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. Previously, he was still pondering how to refine the fragment of the Great Seal of Life. Unexpectedly, the fragment of the Great Seal of Life had unexpectedly integrated into his inner world. This made Yang Hongwu extremely happy. It was too surprising. Moreover, what surprised him even more was that not only did he integrate the fragment of the Great Seal of Life, but also the formation was also under his control. In this way, it would be impossible for Destroyer Pirate to break the seal and the seal of the formation. Unless he killed Yang Hongwu himself, it would be impossible. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's lips curled up into a smile. What's going on? Unlike Yang Hongwu's surprise, Destroyer Pirate's face darkened. He realized that the ceiling formation was actually strengthening. More importantly, Yang Hongwu's aura had actually disappeared. He could not find any trace of Yang Hongwu. Old man, are you looking for me? In a flash, Yang Hongwu appeared in front of Destroyer Pirate's incarnation. Looking at Destroyer Pirate, Yang Hongwu continued to strengthen the ceiling formation. Little bastard, is this your doing? Destroyer Pirate saw Yang Hongwu appear. Moreover, Destroyer Pirate was suppressed by him at the beginning and was almost killed by him. But now, Yang Hongwu was unscathed, and his cultivation seemed to have made a breakthrough. If it was not because of him, Destroyer Pirate would not believe that it was possible. This brat might have obtained some opportunity. Could it be that he had taken control of this world? Had he taken control of this ceiling formation? Thinking of this, Destroyer Sky Bandit's face darkened. Previously, this brat could break the ceiling formation. Moreover, the space ceiling secret technique that he had comprehended from the ceiling formation was easily broken by him. This brat's understanding of space, formation, and attainments in formation were peerless. Yes, he was not someone that an ordinary person could compare to. Could it be that when that brat was sent flying by him and crashed into the tower, he had already mastered this formation? Chapter 1600. Impossible, little bastard. You don't have the strength. How can a divine monarch realm ant control this array? You can't do it with your strength. Do you have a helper? Let him out. Exterminating Heavenly Bandit looked at Yang Hongwu and did not believe what he said. Although Yang Hongwu was talented and was definitely the most outstanding genius among his peers, he was still too weak after all. This array was so terrifying that it could suppress and seal him. How could it be controlled by a divine monarch? How could a divine monarch from the upper world control it? Therefore, he did not believe Yang Hongwu's words. At first, he thought that it was Yang Hongwu. However, on second thought, it was impossible. His cultivation level was too low and he was too weak. If he controlled such a powerful array, he would need to consume a lot of energy. He did not have the strength to support it. Old man, it's up to you whether you believe me or not. However, today, this incarnation of yours will die in my hands, and your true body will be completely sealed by me. Once I'm strong enough, I'll also completely kill and refine your true body. I'll turn it into my cultivation base and increase my cultivation base, making me even stronger. Yang Hongwu said loudly. Compared to the sullenness he had felt earlier, Yang Hongwu felt incomparably carefree at this moment. He was almost killed. Now, the situation was reversed. It was like going from hell to heaven. The difference was huge. Little brother, before exterminating Heavenly Bandit could finish his words, he was interrupted by Yang Hongwu. Old man, don't try to get close to me. I won't be fooled. Go to hell. Yang Hongwu's mind moved, and a powerful force erupted. A huge yin-yang millstone appeared and instantly sent exterminating Heavenly Bandit's incarnation flying. Then, Yang Hongwu took out the devouring furnace. The devouring furnace appeared again and released a terrifying devouring power, as if it was going to devour the heavens and earth. In a breath, exterminating Heavenly Bandit's incarnation was swallowed into the furnace. It suppressed it and started to refine it. The red lotus hellfire continued to burn, and the incarnation of exterminating Sky Bandit was instantly set ablaze. Damned little bastard. He didn't expect that Yang Hongwu wouldn't even give him a chance, which made him angry. You want to seal me? You won't be able to do it. Today, I will break the seal and come out. Exterminating Heaven Thief roared, and a tyrannical power burst out. Yang Hongwu could only feel a huge force attacking the array from within the seal. The entire space seemed to be about to shatter in front of this tyrannical power. This attack instantly landed on the tiny crack. Crack! A crisp sound rang out. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. The sealing array formation seemed to be on the verge of collapse. If the seal of this formation was really broken, it would be very troublesome. Common life great seal, suppress for me. The power of the common people depends on one's heart. Yang Hongwu roared, and a majestic power burst out. This was the power of the common people. This powerful power was the power of the entire world of the common life great seal. The crack that was torn in the array formation was instantly mended. Scroll of fortune, go. Yang Hongwu waved his hand again. An ray of light burst out. This ray of light was the scroll of fortune. As soon as the scroll of fortune appeared, exterminating Heavenly Bandit was instantly suppressed. He was trapped in the devouring furnace, and his incarnation was ready to take action. After a few breaths, the incarnation was crushed. 8th level Divine Lord Realm. Yang Hongwu's cultivation had another breakthrough. The seal was completely sealed. Yang Hongwu also figured out the reason why the Pillar of Heaven's Mountains was filled with a ferocious aura. It turned out that it was to seal the formation that exterminating Heavenly Bandit had set up after killing a Void Brute King Beast. The ferocious aura was formed after killing the Void Brute King Beast. The Void Brute King Beast's ferocious aura did not dissipate, and over time, it formed on the Pillar of Heaven's Mountains. On the mountain, countless ferocious aura was formed. The Void Brute King Beast was very domineering and was very powerful. It was in existence at the peak of the Emperor Realm. In fact, for Yang Hongwu, this place was very suitable for practicing the 10-direction killing fist. However, for Yang Hongwu, the 10-direction killing fist was no longer his main cultivation technique. After all, the 10-direction killing fist was not very compatible with the cultivation technique that he was practicing. His main cultivation technique was the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique, while the 10-direction killing fist was a Tao of killing. Although it had evolved after his cultivation, it was still lacking. However, Bai Yiran was different. She mainly practiced the 10-direction killing fist, which was a Tao of killing. With a thought, Yang Hongwu summoned Bai Yiran. If it were not for the fact that this place was already safe, Yang Hongwu would not dare to let Bai Yiran out. Husband. Still, Yang Hongwu looked at Bai Yiran, and he was very happy. Now, his inner world could be freely opened. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had also integrated the Dragon Gate space into it. Now, his inner world had become incomparably powerful. What is this place? Why does it have such a terrifying, ferocious aura? Bai Yiran realized that the surroundings were filled with a terrifying, ferocious aura. This ferocious aura had reached a terrifying level. Now, Bai Yiran's cultivation was not enough. Although she had made a small breakthrough, this ferocious aura was too domineering. She could not bear it. This is the common people's continent. We have returned to the common people's continent. This is the Pillar of Heaven's Mountains of the common people's continent. Yang Hongwu said. It's a pity that the ferocious aura here is too domineering. Otherwise, my 10-direction killing fist could be raised to a higher level. Bai Yiran looked at the surging ferocious aura outside and sighed. Haha, Yiran, since I brought you out, it is to let you cultivate here. Now, I have refined the origin of the common people continent and have become the master of the common people continent. In fact, the common people continent has already integrated into my inner world. Although the baleful aura here is tyrannical, it is extremely strong. Although the ferocious aura here is strong, it is under my control. Therefore, you can cultivate here, Yang Hongwu said and waved his hand. Not far away, a cultivation pagoda appeared. Within the cultivation pagoda, the ferocious aura was dispersed. In this cultivation pagoda, the ferocious aura on every level is different. It is suitable for you to cultivate. Yang Hongwu said. That's great. Bai Yiran was very happy when she saw this. Thank you, husband. Bai Yiran kissed Yang Hongwu's face and jumped up. After a breath, she entered the cultivation pagoda. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and touched his face. It was not easy to seal the exterminating sky thief and completely control the common people's continent. After summoning Bai Yiran, he wanted to have a good dual cultivation. However, Bai Yiran did not give him any chance. This made Yang Hongwu feel very helpless. In fact, Yang Hongwu also knew that the reason why Bai Yiran was so anxious was because she knew that the difference between her cultivation and Yang Hongwu's was too big. Chapter 1601. After obtaining the fragment of the common people's great seal and fusing with the origin of the common people's continent, Yang Hongwu began to search for Hu Xiu and the others in the common people's continent. Although it was very difficult to find, Yang Hongwu still found an aura. In the entire common people's continent, only this aura was somewhat familiar. It could be one of the girls. Yang Hongwu's thoughts moved, and he traveled 1,000 miles in an instant. He came to the front of a mountain. This mountain towered into the clouds. It was very majestic and domineering. On top of the mountain, there was a city. The person Yang Hongwu was looking for was on this mountain. This mountain was called Thousand Snow Mountain, and the city was called Thousand Snow City. Seeing this, Yang Hongwu's mouth curled into a smile. If he guessed correctly, the person here was probably Hua Qianxue. Back then, Hua Qianxue was his battle spirit. He didn't know how she was now and what her cultivation was. Yang Hongwu clearly remembered that she was the one who helped him obtain the Haotian Pagoda. Who are you? What are you doing here? Yang Hongwu appeared in Thousand Snow City and entered the city. When he was about to go to the city lord's mansion, he was stopped. I'm looking for your city lord, Yang Hongwu said to the guard at the gate. I'll have to trouble this big brother to inform him. The city lord is in seclusion and will not see outsiders. The guard shook his head and said, You should leave quickly. In seclusion? Yang Hongwu frowned. He felt that aura. There was a 90% chance that it was Hua Qianxue. How could Yang Hongwu just leave like this? Without seeing the person, it was impossible for him to leave. That's right. No matter who you are, you can't possibly disturb the city lord's closed-door cultivation. So, you'd better leave quickly and come back after the city lord has finished his closed-door cultivation. The guard seemed to have lost his patience and waved his hand. At this moment, a series of footsteps sounded. A group of people came from afar. This group of people could be said to be very luxurious. The carriage of a handsome man was pulled by 9 wyverns. Around him were several experts. This posture reminded Yang Hongwu of the so-called superstars on Earth. Each of them took a luxury car when they went out, and several bodyguards protected them. The man in front of them was very similar to them. However, this man was a half-step true god expert, and the people around him were all peak half-step true gods. Even those wyverns were not to be underestimated. The handsome man came to the front of the city lord's mansion. After he got off the carriage, a guard came forward. Open the door. My master wants to see the city lord. That won't do. The city lord is in closed-door cultivation and will not meet with outsiders. Ho Lung shook his head. Do you know who my master is? The guard's face darkened when he heard this. He said coldly, My master is Hidden Sword Immortal. He's here to discuss something with your city lord. You're just a gatekeeper. Can you afford to be late? Hidden Sword Immortal? The guard's face changed when he heard this. Hidden Sword Immortal was a famous expert in Immortal Continent. He was one of the top 10 experts in Immortal Continent. His strength was incomparably powerful. It was rumored that his strength had reached the true God realm. However, he did not understand why Hidden Sword Immortal came to Thousand Snow City. He really could not afford to offend such an expert. However, he still shook his head and said, "I'm sorry. The City Lord has said that before she comes out of closed-door cultivation, no one is allowed to enter the City Lord's mansion. If you force your way in, it's a provocation to the City Lord's mansion. You're an enemy of Thousand Snow City." When Yang Hongwu heard Ho Long's words, he somewhat admired the guard who had just stopped him. This guy's cultivation was only in the Great Saint realm. He had not even reached the Great Emperor realm. The strength of these guys was so tyrannical. Even the weakest of them was far stronger than him. If they wanted to kill him, it would be just a matter of a breath. However, he was not afraid at all. His courage was commendable. "You, boy, are you refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit?" The guard was annoyed. He looked at Ho Long and said coldly, "Do you believe that I won't kill you? I know that you're very powerful, but even if you kill me, I won't let you in. Moreover, our Thousand Snow City is not a place where you can bully us. This is Thousand Snow City, not your Hidden Sword Villa." Ho Long's face darkened. He was very annoyed by the guard's threatening words. "Fire! Feng Lin, don't be long-winded with him. Capture him and let's go in," Hidden Sword Immortal said. "Yes, master." Feng Lin nodded and stretched out his hand to grab Ho Long. When Ho Long saw Feng Lin making a move, he instantly unsheathed his saber and slashed towards Feng Lin. "How dare you make a move? You're courting death." Feng Lin saw that Ho Long dared to resist, which made him furious. How could he not be angry when a mere Great Saint realm ant dared to resist? Bam! With a muffled sound, Feng Lin increased his strength. After all, Ho Long's strength was too weak. They were not on the same level. This time, Ho Long was sent flying and hit the door. Puff! Ho Long spat out a mouthful of blood and got up again. "Guards, someone is provoking the City Lord mansion." A message talisman was crushed, and in an instant, a powerful aura appeared. All the experts around Thousand Snow City rushed to the City Lord mansion in an instant. "Ho Long, what's going on?" A female general came the fastest. She saw that Ho Long's breath was weak, so she gave him a pill, and his breath stabilized a lot. "They want to break into the City Lord mansion and hurt you." "General, it's them." Ji Bing's face darkened. She looked at the people who came. These people were very strong, and none of them was weaker than her. The other experts of Thousand Snow City also came. They were all great emperors, but compared to the people in front of them, they were not enough. If they really fought, the outcome was uncertain. However, one thing was certain, and that was that Thousand Snow City would definitely pay a huge price. After all, the City Lord was still in seclusion. If the City Lord came out, these people would not be a threat. "Who are you? Why did you break into the City Lord mansion?" Ji Bing looked at Hidden Sword Supreme and asked. "I'm Hidden Sword Supreme. This time, I came to discuss something with the City Lord of Thousand Snow City, but this little guard didn't take us seriously and didn't let us in. This is an insult to me. Not killing him is already a great mercy." Hidden Sword Supreme looked at Ji Bing and said, "You're the general of Thousand Snow City." Chapter 1602. What do you think this place is? I don't care if you're Master Hidden Sword or Master Bitch. This is Thousand Snow City. Get out of here. Ji Bing was completely furious when she heard Master Hidden Sword's tone. Ji Bing really loathed this self-righteous guy to the extreme. Originally, she was worried that it would be bad for Thousand Snow City if they fought with this guy. After all, Thousand Snow City had just stabilized. If they fought with these guys, Thousand Snow City would definitely suffer a great loss. This was not what Ji Bing wanted to see. However, when she heard Master Hidden Sword's words, Ji Bing immediately became furious. These guys were two bastards. Who did they think they were? This was Thousand Snow City, not his Hidden Sword Villa. Are you sure you're talking to me? Master Hidden Sword's face suddenly darkened when he heard this. He looked at Ji Bing coldly and said, "Do you know the consequences of doing this? Why are you still here? Do you want me to throw you out?" As soon as these words came out, Yang Hongwu immediately felt very satisfied. This so-called master bitch was really disgusting. Well, what a big tone, Master Hidden Sword said coldly. You're shameless. Beat them up. Master Hidden Sword was completely furious. He waved his hand. As soon as the people around him heard this, they all moved and a powerful aura burst out. Who wants to attack my Thousand Snow City? How dare you come here when I'm in seclusion? Do you really think that I, Hua Qinxue, am easy to bully? At this time, a voice came from the City Lord Mansion. An overbearing force burst out and enveloped the entire Thousand Snow City. In the middle, the formation of Thousand Snow City was also activated. Master Hidden Sword's face changed slightly. He didn't expect Hua Qinxue to be so direct and activate the formation of Thousand Snow City. For any city, activating the formation would cost a lot. Unless it was a special situation, it would never be activated unless it was a last resort. However, Hua Qinxue did it. Unlike Master Hidden Sword, Ji Bing and the others were all overjoyed when they heard Hua Qinxue's voice. The city lord has come out of seclusion. That's great. Let's see if those bastards still dare to be arrogant now. Regarding Hua Qinxue, the city lord, the entire Thousand Snow City had the utmost trust and admiration for her. As long as she was around, there was no problem that couldn't be solved. Yang Hongwu was also very surprised. It had been a long time since they last met, and he missed her dearly. In the next moment, Hua Qinxue's silhouette appeared in the eyes of the crowd. She was so beautiful, so moving. Dressed in white, she was like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Hongwu, it's you? When Hua Qinxue appeared and saw Yang Hongwu, she was pleasantly surprised. She thought she had seen wrongly. It's really you. That's me. Yang Hongwu nodded. Hua Qinxue saw Yang Hongwu nod his head. After confirming Yang Hongwu's identity, she couldn't help but jump into Yang Hongwu's arms. Great. I finally get to see you again. Hua Qinxue was very happy. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. Well, had they ever seen the city lord like this? Who was that man? Why was he so intimate with the city lord? At this moment, Ho Lung was very frightened. This man was so intimate with the city lord, and he had stopped him from entering. He didn't know if the city lord would blame him. Unlike Ji Bing and the others, Hidden Sword True Immortal was furious at this moment. In fact, he came to Thousand Snow City this time to get Thousand Snow City and Hua Qinxue. But he didn't expect that Hua Qinxue would jump into the arms of a man in front of him. Moreover, the man's cultivation seemed to be only at the early Great Emperor realm. This made him very angry. Kill him. I must kill him. At this moment, the jealousy and anger in Hidden Sword Sage's heart had reached its peak. Hua Qinxue, are you going against Hidden Sword Manor? Hidden Sword Sage looked at Hua Qinxue and asked. Hua Qinxue didn't pay attention to them at all. Instead, she whispered to Yang Hongwu and asked about him. Hidden Sword Sage's heart was about to explode when he saw this scene. You're forcing me. Hidden Sword Sage was extremely angry. Kill that gigolo for me. Yes, master. Feng Lin and the others moved. Among them, Feng Lin's target was Yang Hongwu. He stabbed his sword, wanting to kill Yang Hongwu. Be careful. Ji Bing saw this and hurriedly shouted, You're courting death. Hua Qinxue was very angry. It wasn't easy for her to meet Yang Hongwu, but these people didn't know what was good for them and wanted to kill Yang Hongwu. How could Hua Qinxue not be angry? She waved her hand and a snowflake suddenly appeared. This snowflake hit Feng Lin's sword, and it was instantly knocked away. Yang Hongwu patted Hua Qinxue and said, Qinxue, let me do it. But your cultivation. Hua Qinxue was a little worried. The cultivation that Yang Hongwu displayed now was not strong. Although Hua Qinxue knew that Yang Hongwu could challenge those above his level, she was still a little worried, because these people were all half-step true gods. When Yang Hongwu entered this place, he deliberately hid his cultivation, so no one could see through it. After all, the mortal continent was now under the control of Yang Hongwu. Although it hadn't completely merged into his inner world, he could control a part of it. In this common people's continent, concealing his own cultivation was an easy matter. As for Hidden Sword Sage and the others, Yang Hongwu was very disgusted with them. He didn't expect that Hidden Sword Sage would want to kill them. Yang Hongwu had already sentenced them to death at this moment. There's no need to worry. I'm not as weak as you see. I'm already an expert at the Divine Lord realm. Moreover, this world is already under my control. It will soon become my inner world, so you don't need to worry at all. In this place, I'm the ruler, the only truth. I'm the only one in this world. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly and waved his hand. A blast of energy shot out and instantly sent Feng Lin flying. In the next moment, Feng Lin crashed heavily in front of Hidden Sword Sage. His breath had already dissipated, and he couldn't be more dead. Hidden Sword True Lord was shocked to the extreme when he saw this. The other people who were attacking also stopped. Terrifying. Who exactly was this man? He was too terrifying. They were all glad that they hadn't been like Feng Lin and attacked that little brat. If they had attacked that kid together, they would have ended up like Feng Lin. Chapter 1603. Who am I? Yang Hongwu smiled. I am the ruler of this continent. Who do you think I am? What big tone? The ruler of this continent? Hidden Sword Supreme's expression changed when he heard that. This person dared to call himself the ruler of the common people's continent. That was intolerable. All the experts and major forces in the common people's continent would not tolerate it. The person who dared to say this was either a fool or a madman. He must have great strength to back him up. Regardless of whether he admitted it or not, this person's strength was indeed very terrifying. He was definitely not his opponent. Now, Hidden Sword Supreme had no other thoughts. He just wanted to leave this place as soon as possible. He regretted it now. Why did he come here? Wasn't Hua Qinxue just a woman? A woman who was a little prettier. If not, he wouldn't have encountered such a terrifying expert. You dare to have ideas about my woman today. You're courting death. Yang Hongwu looked at Hidden Sword Supreme and said, kill yourself. Hidden Sword Supreme's face sank when he heard this. He stared at Yang Hongwu and said, what a big tone. Do you really think that you are invincible? I, Hidden Sword Supreme, am from Hidden Sword Manor. Not only does Hidden Sword Manor have a supreme position in this continent, but it also has a strong backer in the deity domain. My grandfather is the master of the deity sword villa in the deity plane. Yang Hongwu was happy when he heard this. The deity domain was divided into 13 deity domains. This continent was originally controlled by the deity domain. The strongest force in the deity domain was the deity domain of common life. The deity domain of common life was quite powerful. However, it was not under Yang Hongwu's control. In his eyes, if it was before, Yang Hongwu would be afraid of the deity domain of common life. But now, Yang Hongwu did not care at all. Moreover, now that he controlled the continent, even the deity domain of common life had no way to control the continent. In the deity domain, anyone who wanted to come down had to get his permission. Without his permission, no one could come down. If they forced themselves to come down, they would only die. There was only one path. As for the deity sword villa, Yang Hongwu had never heard of it. Of course, although the deity sword villa was considered a decent force in the deity realm, it was nothing compared to the other top forces. However, if it was placed in the common people's continent, it would definitely be top-notch. After all, the common people's continent couldn't be compared to the deity domain. In the common people's continent, even true God realm martial artists were peak existences. That's right, kid. If you know what's good for you, then shut up. Yang Hongwu slapped Hidden Sword Sage and sent him flying. Hidden Sword Supreme was stunned by Yang Hongwu's sudden attack. He didn't even have time to react before he was sent flying. Yang Hongwu's speed was too fast. Only now did he truly understand how terrifying Yang Hongwu was. If Yang Hongwu wanted to kill him, it would be easy. He could kill him with a snap of his fingers. This reminded him of the expert who had descended from the divine realm. That expert was also so powerful that he could kill him with a single glance. You! Hidden Sword Supreme covered his swollen face and looked at Yang Hongwu with resentment. You're courting death. Do you know that? I think you don't want to live anymore. Yang Hongwu said coldly. Kneel down. Kneel down. The people of the Hidden Sword Villa were dumbfounded when they saw this scene. As the young master of the Hidden Sword Villa, Hidden Sword Supreme was humiliated. In the Hidden Sword Villa, the most powerful person wasn't Hidden Sword Supreme, but his father, the Villa Master of the Hidden Sword Villa. His strength had already reached the transformative realm. It was said that he had broken through the shackles of the half-step True God realm and entered the True God realm 1,000 years ago. An expert. However, due to some special reasons, the Villa Master didn't make a big fuss about it. He continued to cultivate in seclusion. Because the Villa Master didn't make a big fuss about it, the reputation of the Hidden Sword Villa couldn't be compared to the Common Life Temple and the Goddess Palace. Otherwise, the Hidden Sword Villa's position in the Common Life Continent would definitely surpass the Common Life Temple and the other forces and become the most powerful force in the Common Life Continent. However, all of these were just Hidden Sword Supreme's thoughts. In fact, as the Villa Master of the Hidden Sword Villa and the father of Hidden Sword Supreme, his heart was like a mirror. He knew that the Common Life Continent wasn't that simple. The force behind the Common Life Temple was terrifying. Since the Hidden Sword Villa had a force in the deity domain, how could the Common Life Temple not have one? The force behind the Common Life Temple was even more powerful and terrifying than the Hidden Sword Villa. Because he knew this, he didn't make a big fuss about it when he broke through to the True God realm. He didn't make a big fuss about it. Instead, he continued to cultivate in seclusion to improve his cultivation. However, not long ago, when he knew that the Common Life Temple and the Goddess Palace had suffered a huge blow, he felt lucky. The Common Life Continent wasn't as simple as it looked on the surface. Therefore, after he came out of seclusion, he told his son to keep a low profile, not be arrogant, and not look down on everyone. There were many experts in this world. Even after he broke through to the True God realm, he didn't dare to look down on anyone. He was just an ant in front of the experts. However, Hidden Sword Supreme didn't understand this point. After his father went into seclusion again, a person came to the deity domain from the deity domain. He was the disciple of his grandfather, the Villa Master of the deity domain. He was extremely powerful and had reached the peak of the True God realm. This time, he came to the mortal world to look for something. With the support of that martial uncle, Hidden Sword Immortal became bolder in an instant. He completely forgot about his father's advice. He thought of Hua Qinshue, whom he had met once, and had an idea. Not only did he want to get the Thousand Snow City, but he also wanted to get Hua Qinshue, a beautiful woman. He wanted to get both the woman and the money. This idea was absolutely wonderful. Before he came to the Thousand Snow City, he had thought that Hua Qinshue would obediently offer the Thousand Snow City and become his woman after knowing his identity. But in the beginning, everything was just a fantasy. When he appeared in the Thousand Snow City, something happened that he couldn't believe. The appearance of Yang Hongwu gave him a head-on blow. His powerful strength and cruel and tyrannical behavior terrified him. Chapter 1604. You still dare to be arrogant at this time? It seems that you still have a trump card. I would like to see what kind of trump card you have. Or rather, who is your savior? How could Yang Hongwu not see that Hidden Sword Supreme had already crushed a messaging talisman? The messaging talisman was not an ordinary messaging talisman. It was a messaging talisman made by a True God Realm warrior. Therefore, if he was not wrong, there should be a True God Realm expert behind him. Perhaps it was the expert from Deity Sword Villa. This made Yang Hongwu even more curious. The people from Deity Sword Villa were from the deity realm. They had to pay a great price to descend to the common people's continent. Under normal circumstances, they would not descend. After all, no one wanted to descend to a low-level world. The spiritual chi here was far inferior. In the upper deity realm, if one's talent was not good, his cultivation might regress if he stayed here for too long. No cultivator was willing to do that. However, once someone descended from the deity realm and paid such a great price, there must be a reason. As for the reason, no one knew. Therefore, Yang Hongwu was very curious. The people from Deity Sword Villa had descended to the common people's continent for some time. After all, he had just gained control of the common people's continent. Although it was not complete, Yang Hongwu could easily sense anyone who entered the common people's continent from the outside world. At this moment, a powerful aura came from the distance, and a seven-colored ray of light shot over. Seeing the ray of light, Hidden Sword Supreme was overjoyed. He looked at Yang Hongwu and laughed. "Little bastard, you're dead." "Ha, you're dead," he shouted. "My martial uncle is here. He is a Tai true God realm expert who descended from the deity realm. Although you're strong, you're just a person from the lower world. You can't be my martial uncle's opponent. If you beg now, it's not too late." Hidden Sword Perfected Cultivator looked at Yang Hongwu. At this moment, his arrogance was on full display. The other people from Hidden Sword Villa were also delighted. However, Hua Qinxue and the others' faces changed. The people of Thousand Snow City were the same. Their eyes were filled with worry. "City Lord, you should leave first. We'll hold them off," Ji Bing said. "No need." Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "A mere Tai real God Peak cultivator is nothing in my eyes. What do you know? Although you are strong and can easily kill a half-step true God expert, how can a half-step true God expert be compared to a half-step true God expert? You are very strong. Take the City Lord and leave. Don't let your emotions affect your decisions. I'm a half-step true God. We will stop him." Ji Bing stomped her foot and shouted. Yang Hongwu looked at this woman. Her performance made Yang Hongwu very surprised. He didn't expect that at this critical moment of life and death, she would let him and Qinxue go first. It seems like Hua Qinxue really has a group of strong subordinates. "Yes, City Lord, you should leave first. We'll hold him off with the general and buy you some time." The other experts of Thousand Snow City nodded in agreement. Then, Ji Bing took the lead and charged toward the seven-colored light. "I can't leave them alone." Hua Qinxue looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "Hongwu, you go first. I'll hold him off with them." "You want to leave?" "No one can leave today." Hidden Sword Immortal waved his hand, and a ray of light appeared. This ray of light turned into a large net and instantly enveloped the entire Thousand Snow City. This large net was a pretty good weapon. It was called the Inescapable Net. It was a powerful weapon given to him by his father to trap the enemy. If it weren't for Yang Hongwu's strength and speed, he planned to use this big net to trap Yang Hongwu and others and then escape. However, Yang Hongwu was too fast. It was too late for him to use this big net. At this moment, seeing that Yang Hongwu wanted to escape, how could he let Yang Hongwu do as he wished? The inescapable net was released in an instant and enveloped the entire city. "Now, we can't leave." Ji Bing and others were bounced back and smiled bitterly. "Don't worry. I said that I can handle it," Yang Hongwu said to Hua Qinxue. "Don't you know my character? If I don't have absolute confidence, I won't boast." "Little guy, you're talking big." At this time, Qiao Lijian had arrived and appeared in the city. He looked at Yang Hongwu with cold eyes. He looked at Yang Hongwu and others as if they were ants. He didn't put Yang Hongwu and others in his eyes at all. "Martial nephew, is this the woman you like?" Not bad indeed. "Unfortunately, she has lost her innocence," Qiao Lijian said. "So, she can be your concubine. You really don't know what death is." Yang Hongwu's face darkened. This guy dared to say that. Yang Hongwu was really angry. Yang Hongwu wouldn't let go of anyone who dared to insult his woman. Yang Hongwu wouldn't let Qiao Lijian die so easily. "Little guy, you're talking big. You're talented, but you're dead for talking to me like that. Do you know that?" Qiao Lijian's face darkened after hearing Yang Hongwu's words. "Martial uncle, cripple his cultivation. I want to sleep with his woman right in front of him." Hidden Sword Supreme gritted his teeth and said. He still remembered the insult that Yang Hongwu gave him. He had never been humiliated like this before. He would never forget it for the rest of his life. "Okay." Qiao Lijian nodded and reached out his hand to grab Yang Hongwu. Humph! Yang Hongwu snorted and a powerful aura burst out. The whole world seemed to be frozen. Time and space stood still. "Break!" Yang Hongwu didn't move and said a word. The moment he said that, Qiao Lijian's arm was cut off and turned into nothingness. Everyone was stunned by the scene. Qiao Lijian was terrified to the extreme. He felt that he couldn't control his body the moment he made his move. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu said a word, and his arm was cut off and turned into nothingness. What a terrifying power! He didn't even feel it in front of an expert like the master of deity, Swordvilla. He didn't even know what happened. Chapter 1605. I do want to die. Yang Hongwu looked at Xiao Lijian and said, "This guy who came from the lower realm of the divine realm to show off was dumbfounded." At this moment, everyone was dumbfounded. They didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would be so powerful that he could cut off the arm of an expert from the lower realm of the divine realm with a snap of his fingers. Xiao Lijian didn't even know how Yang Hongwu did it. Amazing! He's too powerful. He's worthy of being chosen by the city lord. He's really extraordinary. Of course, don't you know what kind of taste the city lord has? How can the person he likes not be powerful? The people of Thousand Snow City were pleasantly surprised. They thought that Thousand Snow City was finished, but they didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would be able to shock them in an instant. Xiao Lijian couldn't even withstand a single blow from him. How is this possible? At this moment, Hidden Sword Supreme was also dumbfounded. He didn't expect that his martial uncle, the invincible expert from the divine realm, Xiao Lijian, couldn't even withstand a single blow from Yang Hongwu. "You're not a great emperor?" Xiao Lijian looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "You came from the divine realm? You're from the divine palace of common life? Are these your last words?" Yang Hongwu ignored Xiao Lijian. Looking at him, a cold light burst out from his eyes. He raised his right hand and was about to kill Xiao Lijian. "Wait, you can't kill me." Xiao Lijian was terrified when he saw that Yang Hongwu was about to kill him. He didn't want to die, so he quickly said, "I'm acquainted with Elder Xiao from the Divine Palace of Common Life. He's my Uncle 3, so we should be family, not enemies." Xiao Lijian didn't want to die. He knew that the Common People's continent was under the control of the Common People's Divine Palace. It could be said that the Common People's continent was like the backyard of the Common People's Divine Palace. Then, for such a strong cultivator to appear in the lower world, this person, he must be from the Divine Palace of Common Life. It was impossible for him to be from other forces. He could only hope that the guy in front of him wouldn't kill him for the sake of his Uncle 3. "Divine Palace of Common Life?" Yang Hongwu sneered and said, "Who told you that I'm from the Divine Palace of Common Life?" "Impossible." Xiao Lijian heard this, Xiao Lijian's words. "Ha, what a joke. You think I'm afraid?" Not to mention a mere elder from the Common Life Shrine. Even if it were the entire Common Life Shrine, I wouldn't be afraid. But today, you must die here. No matter how eloquent you are, you won't be able to escape death. Yang Hongwu punched out as he spoke, his fist force enveloping Xiao Lijian. Xiao Lijian looked at Yang Hongwu's overbearing punch. His expression changed. Yang Hongwu's strength was too terrifying. However, he could still block this attack. As long as it wasn't the same as before, he wasn't afraid. After all, this was a small world. It was suppressed by the laws. It was impossible to display too much strength. However, he was too naive. He wanted to use his qi to block the attack, but he found that his qi was out of control. He was in prison again. What welcomed him was Yang Hongwu's overbearing attack. The punch landed on his body. In an instant, all the bones in his body were broken. His dantian was also broken. His cultivation was crippled. You cripple my cultivation." Xiao Lijian's heart was like dead ashes. He looked at Yang Hongwu with hatred in his eyes. Crippling his cultivation was even more unbearable than directly killing him. This is just the beginning. Yang Hongwu made a grabbing motion, and Xiao Lijian appeared in front of him. Yang Hongwu threw him to the ground like a dead dog. However, his resentful eyes were like a poisonous snake. If he had the chance, he would definitely take revenge on Yang Hongwu. However, Yang Hongwu did not care at all. The current Xiao Lijian was just a piece of trash. Moreover, he was still in his own world and under his control. No matter how much hatred he had, no matter how much revenge he had, it was useless. You'll die a horrible death. Kill me if you have the guts. Otherwise, you'll regret it." Xiao Lijian shouted resentfully. "I won't kill you so easily," Yang Hongwu said coldly. "I said that I'll make you wish you were dead. I'll make you wish you were dead." Then, Yang Hongwu turned to look at Hidden Sword Supreme. This guy was the real culprit. You slap. Hidden Sword Supreme knelt down in front of Yang Hongwu. He looked at Yang Hongwu and said, young master, I didn't do it on purpose. It's all his fault. It's all that bastard Xiao Lijian's fault. He bewitched me. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have dared to have designs on Thousand Snow City. It's all his fault. Do you think I'm stupid? Yang Hongwu looked at Hidden Sword Supreme and slapped him. Did this guy really think he was a fool? How could he say such things at this time? Even Xiao Lijian looked at him with an idiotic face. So did everyone present. Of course, except for Hidden Sword Supreme. The rest of the people of Hidden Sword Villa knelt down. They didn't want to die. My lord, we were instigated by Hidden Sword True Cultivator to come here. This has nothing to do with us. Please spare our lives, my lord. Yang Hongwu smiled. Originally, today was a great day for me. After all, I found Qinxue. However, you just had to find trouble with Qinxue. So you all deserve to die. Yang Hongwu looked at them and said, however, considering that you're not the main culprit and you're just following orders, I'll give you a quick death. After saying that, Yang Hongwu didn't wait for them to answer. He waved his hand and a ray of light fell on them. In the next moment, they lost their vitality in an instant. Hidden Sword Supreme was paralyzed with fear when he saw this unfathomable method. Don't kill me, don't kill me. I don't want to die. Hidden Sword True Sovereign wailed like a child being bullied. His appearance was hilarious. Qinxue, you deal with this guy first. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and in the blink of an eye, Hidden Sword Supreme's cultivation was destroyed. Like Xiao Lijian, Hidden Sword Supreme became a cripple without any cultivation and no ability to resist. Okay, Hua Qinxue nodded. Why don't you let me deal with him? At this time, Ji Bing said. Yang Hongwu was a little surprised when he heard that, but he didn't care. Chapter 1606. The next day, in the dungeon of Thousand Snow City, Yang Hongwu looked at Hidden Sword Immortal and Xiao Lijian. At this moment, both of them looked dispirited. After all, their cultivation had been destroyed and they had been tortured. If it weren't for the fact that they were cultivators and had stronger willpower than ordinary people, they would have been dead by now. However, Yang Hongwu wouldn't let them die so easily. Under Yang Hongwu's control, without his permission, they couldn't die even if they wanted to. Hidden Sword Immortal, Xiao Lijian. Kill me if you want, Xiao Lijian said coldly, looking at Yang Hongwu. At this moment, he had already given up. He knew that Yang Hongwu would never let him go. Master, please let me go, Hidden Sword Immortal said. If you want to kill me, just kill him. I don't want to die yet. If I'm satisfied, maybe I can give you a quick death, Yang Hongwu said, looking at Xiao Lijian and Hidden Sword Immortal. What do you want to know? Although Xiao Lijian knew that he was going to die, he didn't want to continue the terrible torture. It was too painful and unbearable. That was what it meant to be worse than death. You're from Deity Sword Villa. Why did you come to the mortal world this time? Yang Hongwu looked at Xiao Lijian and asked. My master asked me to come to the mortal world to help Hidden Sword Villa. Xiao Lijian said, Hidden Sword Villa is weak. I came to the mortal world to bring some resources to Hidden Sword Villa and help it become stronger. Is that so? Yang Hongwu looked at Xiao Lijian. Yang Hongwu didn't believe his words at all. It was just a trivial matter. The resources could be directly sent down. There was no need to pay a huge price to send someone directly to the mortal world. That's all. Xiao Lijian looked at Yang Hongwu and sighed. That's not all. There's another thing. However, if I tell you, you have to give me a quick death. Okay, Yang Hongwu said. If the news satisfies me, I can give you a chance to reincarnate. Xiao Lijian's eyes lit up. This was already very rare. Generally speaking, if they were mortal enemies, no one would leave a path of survival for their enemy. A chance to reincarnate was absolutely impossible. Therefore, it was very rare for Yang Hongwu to agree to give him a way out. This time, the reason why I've come to the lower realm is to search for something, Xiao Lijian said very seriously. What is it? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he became curious. Something that could make them come down to the lower realm to search for it was definitely not something simple. Could it also be a fragment of the Great Seal of the common people? If that was the case, it was indeed possible. After all, the fragment of the common people's Great Seal was a supreme treasure. It was incomparably precious. Once it was controlled, it was the same as controlling the common people's continent. However, why didn't the people of the Common Life Shrine come down to the lower worlds to look for him? This was thought-provoking. Although the Common People's Temple seemed to be in control of the entire Common People's continent on the surface, they didn't really control the origin of the entire continent. If they wanted to enter the Common People's continent, they would have to pay a huge price. To be exact, I'm looking for a person. Who? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he became even more curious. Purple Moon Demon King. It's him. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he became even more curious. Of course, Yang Hongwu had seen the Purple Moon Demon King before. This guy should be related to Zetian, or rather, to Zetian's original body. After all, this guy was very similar to Zetian. Their auras could even be said to be the same. At the beginning, the reason why his cultivation fell, and he had to recultivate, was because of Zetian. If it wasn't for Zetian and that damn heavenly Tao who schemed against him when he was going through the tribulation, he wouldn't be in such a difficult situation and wouldn't be separated from the girls. Of course, if it wasn't for their schemes, his current cultivation probably wouldn't have reached the monarch god realm. This drinking and pecking can be said to be complementary to each other. Why are you looking for him? Yang Hongwu asked. Does he have the treasure that your villa master is looking for? He was looking for one thing, and he was also looking for the Purple Moon Demon King. There was only one possibility. The Purple Moon Demon King had a treasure that tempted the people of Deity Sword Villa. It shouldn't be a simple treasure. Zetian's Demon Heart. What's that? When Yang Hongwu heard the two words Zetian, he was very shocked. Zetian again. Could it be that Zetian was also in the deity realm? If so, wouldn't his women in the deity realm be in danger? Zetian was his sworn enemy. Of course, he knew his women very well. Hu Xiu'er and Zheng Qiushuang were probably in the deity realm. If they were caught by Zetian, it would be a big trouble. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu became very anxious. Of course, he didn't want to see anything happen to his women. He couldn't wait to go to the deity realm to look for them. Zetian's Demon Heart is the heart of a peerless expert. As long as you get the Zetian's Demon Heart, you can find the inheritance of the Zetian Demon King and become a peerless Demon King, said Xiao Lijian. However, it's just a rumor, but it's very likely to be true. Half a year ago, a gigantic ancient grave appeared in the god domain. That grave contains a tyrannical evil qi. It's so terrifying that even half-step divine emperors can't enter it. Even those ancient existences can't enter it. But there's no way for them to enter. However, on the door of the tomb, there is the name of the Zetian Demon King. On the door of the tomb, there is a hole of a heart. It's said that if you want to enter it, you have to find the Zetian's Demon Heart. The Zetian Demon King. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. He didn't expect that the Zetian was a Demon King. His strength was probably not weaker than Wang Yuan's Demon King. At least he was at that level. If he wasn't at that level, how could he dare to call him the Demon King like Wang Yuan? When one's cultivation reached that level, the title was a symbol of strength. If one wasn't strong enough, they wouldn't be able to bear the title. Evil Monarch, Demon King, and so on. It wasn't something that could be casually called. If one's luck was too weak and his strength was insufficient, he would definitely suffer a setback or even die. Was the Zetian Demon King the Zetian that he knew? Chapter 1607. Yes, that's a legendary expert. Xiao Lijian was fascinated. If he had such strength, he wouldn't have been beaten up like this. No, it should be said that if he had 1/10,000th of his strength, he could also turn this guy in front of him into dregs. Where is the Purple Moon Demon King? Yang Hongwu asked. If he could obtain the Zetian Demon Heart, he might be able to deal with the Zetian. However, if the Zetian obtained it himself or placed it in the so-called Zetian Demon King's tomb, then the Zetian's strength would increase greatly. For Yang Hongwu, it was a huge threat. I don't know, Xiao Lijian said, I didn't have time to find the purple moon demon king before I fell into your hands. Can you find the purple moon demon king? Or, do you have a way to find the purple moon demon king? Yang Hongwu looked at him and asked. For Yang Hongwu, it would be a good thing if he could find that guy. Of course, if he couldn't, it wouldn't be a big deal. In fact, Yang Hongwu was very doubtful. Now that he had taken control of this world, although it wasn't complete, he really couldn't sense the presence of the purple moon demon king in this mortal continent. Unless that guy had a special method to block his senses. Otherwise, it would be very easy for Yang Hongwu to find him. However, Yang Hongwu didn't think that there was such a possibility. This is a strand of demonic energy extracted from the stone door of the Great Tomb. This strand of demonic energy is very special. You can use this strand of demonic energy to find the purple moon demon king. Xiao Lijian took out a jade ball. A strand of demonic energy was sealed in the jade ball. This strand of demonic energy was like a demonic dragon. The demonic energy within the jade ball was constantly moving. Yang Hongwu stretched out his hand, and the jade ball fell into his hand. This jade ball was a special seal. The devil chi sealed inside actually isolated his perception, which made Yang Hongwu very surprised. This jade orb was a unique treasure. The crafting method used to craft, it was extraordinary. It seemed like the other party was no ordinary figure. The deity, Sword Villa, was well hidden. Who refined this jade ball? Yang Hongwu looked at Xiao Lijian and asked. Yes, Manor Lord. Not simple. It seems like your Manor Lord has reached the divine Emperor realm. Moreover, he has great attainments in crafting weapons. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the seal on a jade ball was instantly opened. Then, the jade ball floated into the air and began to spin. In the next moment, the demonic chi in the jade ball turned into a demonic dragon and flew rapidly in a certain direction. Seeing this scene, Xiao Lijian was shocked. This method was too amazing. It should be known that there was a powerful seal on the jade ball. The Manor Lord had once said that even an Emperor Realm expert would not be able to undo the seal in a short period of time. Only a specific technique could activate the jade ball. However, he did not expect that Yang Hongwu would actually be in the breathing space. In a short time, he had broken the seal and activated the jade ball. Could it be that his strength was above the divine Emperor Realm? Had he reached the level of the Emperor Realm? Or was he even stronger than the ordinary emperors? What was an emperor? Although Xiao Lijian had not seen an Emperor Realm expert, he knew how terrifying they were. The difference between the divine Emperor Realm and the Emperor Realm was like heaven and earth. Xiao Lijian's strength was far inferior to a divine Emperor Realm expert. A divine Emperor Realm expert could kill Xiao Lijian with a snap of his fingers. An Emperor Realm expert could kill hundreds or even tens of thousands of divine Emperor's Realm experts in a flash. The difference in strength was imaginable. Let's go. Yang Hongwu grabbed Xiao Lijian and turned into a ray of light, chasing after the demonic light. Xiao Lijian was astonished by his speed. If it was him, he would not be able to catch up with him. But Yang Hongwu's speed was simply terrifying. He was already shuttling through the space. Even the Manor Lord could not do that. The space law, this should be the space law. The young man in front of him had mastered the space law. Time was king, space was king. This was enough to prove how powerful and overbearing the space law was. If the space law was cultivated to the peak, it would be unrivaled. In fact, there were many people in the divine domain who had comprehended the space law. However, it was just a trace of it and could not be considered as a true comprehension of the space law. Compared to Yang Hongwu, they were like heaven and earth. The difference between the two was too big. They were not on the same level. It's actually here. Yang Hongwu looked at the place where the demonic chi turned into the demonic dragon and was a little surprised. It was no other place but the Fire God Dynasty. I did not expect to come back here. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. This was the place where he obtained the karmic fire of the Red Lotus and destroyed the incarnation of the Fire God. The place where the demonic chi entered was actually below the Fire God Dynasty. Yang Hongwu opened his Dharma, Eye of Annihilation. With a glance, he found the place instantly. Under the Fire God Dynasty, there was a huge formation. Behind this huge formation, there was an alternate space. This alternate space was sealed and could not be discovered. It was very hidden. If it was someone else, they would not be able to find it even with the guidance of the demonic chi. In the space, a figure opened his eyes. This is demonic chi of the origin. This figure was 80% similar to Zetian. He was very powerful. Yang Hongwu penetrated the void and entered this space. He was also shocked. That person was Purple Moon Demon King. What a powerful strength. Divine Emperor Realm. It's actually a Divine Emperor Realm expert. Yang Hongwu was shocked. Although Yang Hongwu had overestimated Purple Moon Demon King's strength, he found that he had underestimated him. This guy had actually reached the Divine Emperor Realm. His strength was quite terrifying. Who is it? Come out. Purple Moon Demon King roared and said, I did not expect you to find me. Yang Hongwu's figure appeared and looked at Purple Moon Demon King. It's you. Purple Moon Demon King's face sank when he saw Yang Hongwu. Yes, it's me. Yang Hongwu looked at him and said, I did not expect you to be hiding here. You dare to break into my territory. You're dead. Do you know that? Purple Moon Demon King said. He formed a seal with his hands and instantly merged into the void. Yang Hongwu knew that he had merged into this world. It turned out to be a small world. In other words, this was Purple Moon Demon King's inner world. Chapter 1608. Fortunately, he had the Dharma Eye of Annihilation. Otherwise, he would not have the slightest confidence. After all, Zetian was no ordinary person. As for this Purple Moon Demon King, it was most likely Zetian. Or perhaps it could be said that he was an incarnation. Even if it was just an incarnation, Yang Hongwu did not dare to be careless. Although Zetian had been defeated by Yang Hongwu time and time again and was almost killed by him, Zetian's luck was beyond his imagination. Zetian was like a cockroach that could not be killed. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had caused great damage to Zetian every time. After injuring and defeating him, Zetian would become even stronger and more terrifying when he returned. In the past, Yang Hongwu had almost died in the hands of Zetian. Therefore, no matter how strong Zetian was, Yang Hongwu was very vigilant whenever he encountered him. He did not dare to be careless. Yang Hongwu knew that if he made any mistake, he would be doomed eternally. Yang Hongwu did not want to die in the hands of Zetian. Moreover, Purple Moon Demon King was not weak. He was an expert in the Divine Emperor Realm. Moreover, he was still in his inner world. Although this was only a small world, the Purple Moon Demon King's strength was unquestionable. After all, Yang Hongwu was only a Divine Emperor. He was not even a half-step Divine Emperor. On the other hand, Purple Moon Demon King was a Divine Emperor Realm expert. In addition to the power of his inner world, Purple Moon Demon King was quite ferocious. Dharma Eye of Annihilation out. Yang Hongwu did not hesitate and immediately opened his Dharma Eye of Annihilation. A ray of light appeared between Yang Hongwu's eyebrows. This ray of light was the Dharma Eye of Annihilation. As soon as the Dharma Eye of Annihilation appeared, the whole space began to shake. Under the impact of the light of annihilation, this space seemed to be about to collapse. The Dharma Eye of Annihilation was the power of annihilation. It was very overbearing. Damn it! When the Purple Moon Demon King saw what was happening, his face changed drastically. He roared, and a gigantic hand appeared in the void. This gigantic hand clenched into a fist and punched out fiercely towards Yang Hongwu. The tyrannical power seemed to be able to pierce through the heavens and earth, wanting to smash Yang Hongwu into pieces. Silence. Die! The Purple Moon Demon King was extremely savage. There was no doubt about his strength. If this punch landed, Yang Hongwu knew that it would be difficult for him to block it. Even if he could block it, he would suffer great injuries. Even if he didn't die, he would be seriously injured. Void travel. With a thought, Yang Hongwu's figure turned into nothingness and disappeared on the spot. Bang! After the fist force passed, Yang Hongwu's figure appeared in the same place again. Void travel. This is my territory. This is my world. Seal. The Purple Moon Demon King didn't expect that Yang Hongwu could travel through the void and directly escape into the void. After the attack, he appeared in the same place again. This made his attack ineffective. This made him furious. He was an expert in the Divine Emperor realm, while Yang Hongwu was just a Divine Emperor realm expert. However, there was a gap of a big realm between them. In his inner world, there was no way to kill him. He was the Purple Moon Demon King, an invincible expert. You want to seal me? Yang Hongwu laughed and said, Naive, you're too naive. Dharma Eye of Annihilation, Light of Annihilation, shatter heaven and earth. A ray of light shot out from between Yang Hongwu's eyebrows, illuminating the whole world. Wherever this ray of light went, everything turned into fragments. These fragments were the fragments of the Purple Moon Demon King's world. Damn little bastard, you're courting death. His small world was broken into fragments, which was a great injury to the Purple Moon Demon King. A practitioner's inner world was a part of his body. When his inner world was damaged, he would naturally be injured. The greater the damage to his inner world, the greater his injuries would be. The damage to his inner world made the Purple Moon Demon King even more furious. A huge eye appeared in the sky. This huge eye was like the eye of heavenly punishment. This was the eye of heavenly punishment. Any world could give birth to the eye of heavenly punishment. The eye of heavenly punishment gave birth to a majestic power. Yang Hongwu felt the pressure become more and more terrifying. This was not some heavenly punishment without the will of the heavenly way. The heavenly punishment in a practitioner's inner world was transferred according to the practitioner's will. His will was everything, and the heavenly punishment was under his control. A heavenly punishment controlled by someone was much more terrifying than an uncontrolled heavenly punishment, and its power was much more terrifying. The threat of the eye of heavenly punishment gave Yang Hongwu no less pressure than the heavenly punishment in the Odega divine domain. In fact, it was even more terrifying. In fact, Yang Hongwu knew very well that the Odega divine domain was much bigger than this small world. However, the heavenly punishment in the Odega divine domain was far less terrifying. The reason why it wasn't so terrifying and powerful was because the Purple Moon Demon King was the controller of this small world. Control. He was the sovereign lord. The power of heavenly tribulation was transferred according to his will, and when combined with his own power, the pressure he unleashed was terrifying to Yang Hongwu. However, Yang Hongwu didn't care. So what if the eye of heavenly punishment appeared? Yang Hongwu really didn't care about the power of heavenly punishment. Devouring furnace, come out. Yang Hongwu roared and waved his hand. Boundless spiritual power erupted and formed a huge cauldron in the void. This huge cauldron was the devouring cauldron. The devouring furnace could devour all kinds of power, including the power of heavenly punishment. However, Yang Hongwu's main goal now wasn't to devour the power of heavenly punishment, but to devour the world fragments. Yang Hongwu's world exterminating light struck out the world fragments of this small world. They were instantly devoured by Yang Hongwu's devouring furnace. The devouring furnace operated frantically and refined the world fragments. The world fragments turned into pure world power and integrated into Yang Hongwu's body and integrated into Yang Hongwu's inner world. After refining these world fragments, Yang Hongwu discovered that he could now sense the common people's continent even in the Purple Moon Demon King's inner world. The more world fragments he devoured and refined, the clearer the laws of the common people's continent Yang Hongwu could sense. This situation made Yang Hongwu even happier. This meant that he would continue to grow stronger, and his control over the common people's continent would also become stronger. Perhaps, when he completely refined the Purple Moon Demon King's inner world, he would be able to completely control the common people's continent. Chapter 1609. Immortal Dragon Body. Yang Hongwu shouted and used his cultivation technique, using the power of the heavenly punishment to refine his body. Part of the power of the heavenly punishment was used by Yang Hongwu to refine his body, while the other part was absorbed by Yang Hongwu using the devouring furnace to improve his cultivation. Damn it, Damn kid, I don't believe that I can't kill you. Purple Moon Demon King's anger had reached its limit. He knew that in this battle, only one of them could survive. This was his inner world, and his cultivation level was a full realm higher than Yang Hongwu's. But now, he was being suppressed by Yang Hongwu. His cultivation, his inner world, and even his inner world were being refined and devoured by Yang Hongwu. How could he endure this? He exploded. Purple Moon Demon King exploded. He gathered all his strength. He wanted to fight Yang Hongwu in a single move. But how could Yang Hongwu let him do as he wished? At this time, he had the upper hand. As long as he could stall for time, he would be in an invincible position. To fight him in a single move was a fool's action. Purple Moon Demon King looked at Yang Hongwu. He was trembling in anger and roared, "Little bastard, don't dodge if you have the guts. Take this move." Haha, provocation is useless against me. I won't fight you in a single move. Now that I have victory in my hands, why should I take the risk? Yang Hongwu laughed. You coward, I want you to die. Purple Moon Demon King roared. Don't think that you can dodge. You have to know that this is my world. Even if you don't want to fight, you have to fight. As he spoke, Purple Moon Demon King's mind moved. This side of the world was shrinking. The space was shrinking. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. He immediately knew what Purple Moon Demon King was thinking. He had paid a huge price to compress this side of the world, shrinking the space of his inner world. Once it had shrunk to a certain extent, even Yang Hongwu's void travel technique would not be able to avoid Purple Moon Demon King. With King's attack, he had no choice but to meet Purple Moon Demon King head-on. This was what the Purple Moon Demon King was thinking. However, in this way, the Purple Moon Demon King would consume a lot of energy and his strength would weaken significantly. However, the Purple Moon Demon King had no other choice now. After all, he had no way to recover, and Yang Hongwu was constantly devouring and refining his power to improve himself. As time went on, he would no longer have any chance of winning. However, if he forced Yang Hongwu to fight him to the death at this time, he would have a great chance of winning if he ended the fight with one move. Ziyu, I have to admit that your idea is correct. If you can force me to fight you at this time, you still have a great plan. After all, this is your world, and your cultivation is much higher than mine. But do you really think that you can achieve it? Yang Hongwu laughed out loud. You are too naive. If I want to go out, your inner world will not be able to stop me. World exterminating divine light, break for me. Yang Hongwu roared. A divine light instantly blasted a crack in Purple Moon Demon King's inner world. Yang Hongwu instantly used the void travel technique and penetrated through the crack. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu appeared in the common people's continent. Here, Yang Hongwu's thoughts moved and a majestic power erupted. This power was the origin power of the common people's continent. Suppress. A gigantic rune seal condensed in the void. This gigantic rune seal seemed as though it was going to suppress the myriad heavens and realms. In fact, this seal was only used to suppress Purple Moon Demon King's inner world. Damn it, how is this possible? Yang Hongwu actually escaped from his inner world. At first, Purple Moon Demon King was pleasantly surprised. Yang Hongwu had the power to destroy the world. He could collapse and destroy his inner world. Therefore, Yang Hongwu leaving his inner world was a great benefit to him. However, what made him suffer was that he did not expect Yang Hongwu to be able to mobilize the origin power of the common people's continent. After all, he was in the common people's continent. The common people's continent was not like his inner world. It was a small world that had yet to take shape. Even living creatures had yet to be born. This common people's continent was a world that had fully evolved. And Yang Hongwu could mobilize this world. The origin power of the common people's continent was suppressing him. How could he not be shocked? To be able to mobilize such a huge origin power of the common people's continent. What did this mean? It meant that Yang Hongwu was actually the master of this world. Even if he did not truly control this world, he was definitely half a master. Purple Moon Demon King, nothing is impossible. This is my world. I am the only master of this world. Today, you will die without a doubt. No one can save you. Yang Hongwu condensed a majestic power and turned it into a huge palm. Then, he slapped towards Purple Moon Demon King. That gigantic hand covered the entire sky. Before that gigantic hand, the Purple Moon Demon King was simply too tiny. Furthermore, even if the Purple Moon Demon King wanted to escape, it would be impossible. That was because the space around the Purple Moon Demon King within a radius of 100 zhong had been sealed. If he wanted to escape, he would have to first break through that spatial seal. With Purple Moon Demon King's strength, he could indeed break the spatial seal. However, there wasn't enough time, far from enough time. By the time he broke the spatial seal, the giant hand would have already slapped down. At that time, even if he broke the formation, it would be meaningless as he would be slapped down directly, turned into a meat patty. Therefore, at this moment, Purple Moon Demon King had no other choice. There was only one way, and that was to meet force with force. Purple Moon Demon King, didn't you want to settle this in one move? At this moment, Yang Hongwu was feeling incomparably carefree in his heart. Back in the inner world of the Purple Moon Demon King, that fella had wanted to force him to go head-to-head with him and settle things with a single move. But now it was his turn instead. Purple Moon Demon King's strength was indeed strong. However, no matter how strong he was still in the common people's continent. And now, Yang Hongwu was the master of the common people's continent. Although he could not mobilize the power of the entire common people's continent, he could still mobilize a considerable portion. And this portion of power was to deal with Purple Moon Demon King. The Demon King was already enough. Purple Moon Demon King. No, I should call you Zetian, right? Today, can you still escape? Is that so? At this moment, Purple Moon Demon King's aura changed. His cultivation became stronger, and his aura became more terrifying. Even his tone and voice changed. Chapter 16:10. He looked more like Zetian now. His tone was almost exactly the same as Zetian's. Yang Hongwu, we meet again. It's you, Zetian? Yang Hongwu's face changed when he heard this. How could he not know that the person in front of him was Zetian? Yes, it's me. Zetian looked at Yang Hongwu and said, I didn't expect that my incarnation would wake up at this time. Come here. You're really worthy of being my fated enemy. Incarnation? Another incarnation? Yang Hongwu looked at Zetian and said, Today, your incarnation will die here. It's not an easy task to kill this incarnation of mine, Lin Feng said with a smile. Zetian looked at Yang Hongwu and said, I admit that in this world, my incarnation is not your opponent. However, it's impossible for you to kill my incarnation. Then let's try. Yang Hongwu said coldly and waved his hand. A ray of light soared into the sky and a formation appeared. This formation was the heaven-sealing God-trapping formation. When this formation was activated, it instantly sealed the entire space within a radius of 100 feet. Even if it was an Emperor Realm expert who had the space technique, it was absolutely impossible to break the seal of this formation and leave this place. This was Yang Hongwu's confidence. If it was in the God Realm, Yang Hongwu's formation might have flaws. However, in the mortal continent, Yang Hongwu controlled the heavenly Tao and the origin of this space world. It was not difficult for him to do this. What a great formation. Powerful, really powerful. It actually completely sealed this space. Even an Emperor Realm expert can't break the space and teleport out. Zetian felt the sealed space around him and couldn't help but say, However, even so, it still can't keep me here. I'll come. Although this array formation is powerful, it still can't trap me. Yang Hongwu, remember this. Come to the divine realm and find this incarnation of mine. If you're late, your woman, huh? As soon as he finished speaking, Zetian turned into a purplish-black light and rushed out. In a breath, he pierced through the void and disappeared. Yang Hongwu shuddered. His expression was extremely gloomy. Zetian had escaped. In his own world, in his own formation, he actually let the incarnation of Zetian escape. This made Yang Hongwu very angry. Damn it. Yang Hongwu punched out heavily, and a small mountain instantly turned into nothingness. Xiao Lijian, who was standing at the side, was shocked. He did not expect that Yang Hongwu actually knew the Zetian Demon King. They seemed to be very familiar with each other. Moreover, they were rivals. That was the Zetian Demon King. He was too powerful, too terrifying. Thinking about it, they actually wanted to deal with Yang Hongwu before. They were simply overestimating themselves. At this moment, Yang Hongwu was very anxious. Thinking that Zetian was going to stir up trouble in the divine realm and deal with his woman, Yang Hongwu was very angry and worried. Even if the Zhangxing continent was not completely under his control, Yang Hongwu could not wait any longer. He must rush to the divine realm as soon as possible. Otherwise, there would be big trouble. Moreover, he had to find the women in the deity domain before Zetian did. If they were found by Zetian, Zetian would definitely not be merciful. "Young master, who are you?" Xiao Lijin looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. At this time, Yang Hongwu remembered that there was still Xiao Lijin beside him. Xiao Lijin was lucky that he was not affected. This made Yang Hongwu quite surprised. One must know that Xiao Lijin's cultivation was destroyed by him, and he had no cultivation. During the battle, he actually survived. This was a miracle. You actually didn't die. You're lucky. You can go. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, You are willing to let me go?" When Xiao Lijin heard this, he thought that he had heard wrongly. He did not expect that Yang Hongwu was willing to let him go. This seemed a bit unreal. Originally, Yang Hongwu promised to let him live so that he could reincarnate and cultivate again. That was already a great fortune. Although his memory might not be restored after reincarnation, it was still a chance to live after all. However, Yang Hongwu actually said that he would let him go. This made him stunned for a moment. This was unbelievable. "What? You don't want to go?" Yang Hongwu looked at him and said, "No. Thank you, young master. Thank you, young master." If he could live, who would be willing to die? Although his cultivation was destroyed, it was not that he did not have a chance to cultivate back. Although the hope was slim, it was much better than reincarnating. Yang Hongwu destroyed his cultivation, but he knew that his foundation was not completely destroyed. He still had hope to cultivate. Yang Hongwu did not bother about Xiao Lijin anymore. His figure flashed and disappeared from the spot. 3 days later, in the common people's god realm, on an ancient mountain, a brilliance exploded. The void was torn apart. In the next moment, a figure appeared on the ancient mountain. The person on the ancient mountain was not anyone else but Yang Hongwu. 3 days ago, Zetian's incarnation escaped from Yang Hongwu's hands. He had to pay a price to tear apart the void and enter the god realm. This place, I wonder where this is. Yang Hongwu knew that he was in the god realm. Moreover, it was the common people's god realm, one of the 13 god realms. This was the territory of the common people's god palace. Yang Hongwu had been to the god realm before, so he had some understanding of it. However, the god realm was too vast. When he tore apart the void to enter the god realm, there was a slight deviation. That was why he did not know his exact location. The ancient mountain in front of him had a desolate aura. There were not many living creatures. However, it faintly revealed a dangerous aura. Yang Hongwu could not help but be vigilant. In the common people's continent, there was nothing that could threaten Yang Hongwu. However, it was different in the god realm. The more his strength increased, the more Yang Hongwu realized that the god realm was not that simple. Yang Hongwu was not sure if the entire god realm was a part of the common people's Great Seal. However, it was definitely related to the common people's Great Seal. The common people's god realm was the same as the Odega god realm. There were many terrifying existences. Yang Hongwu even faintly felt that the common people's god realm had more hidden experts than the Odega god realm. Yang Hongwu raised his head and looked. Something was happening to the ancient mountain before his eyes. It was as though there was a powerful force that was pulling something in from the unseen world. Chapter 16:11. Where the hell is this place? Am I in the Void Land, one of the 3 fearsome lands in the deity plane? Yang Hongwu frowned. If it was really the Void Land of the 3 great ominous lands, then they would be in big trouble. The 3 fearsome lands in the deity plane were not to be trifled with. They were the most dangerous places in the deity plane. It was said that even Emperor-level cultivators would die if they entered the 3 fearsome lands. The deity plane had 13 parts, which are the 13 deity planes. Among the 13 deity planes, there were only 3 fearsome lands. The Void Land was in the common people's deity plane. Yang Hongwu did not want to enter such a dangerous place. With a thought, Yang Hongwu unleashed the 3 Pure One secret technique. The 3 avatars scouted off in 3 different directions. One of the incarnations went towards a crack. To Yang Hongwu's horror, the crack swallowed his incarnation in an instant. It happened in a breath's time. Yang Hongwu felt that he had lost contact with his incarnation. Terrifying, too terrifying. He took a deep breath. Yang Hongwu did not hesitate and moved towards the other side. Yang Hongwu wouldn't explore what exactly was in that spatial crack before he was certain of it. After an unknown period of time, Yang Hongwu went out of the area. The invisible pressure disappeared. Yang Hongwu heaved a sigh of relief. Looking at the vast land in front of him, he felt better. The space was too oppressive. However, Yang Hongwu did not dare to let his guard down. After all, he was not far from the area. Who knew if there would be any accidents? There are a few strong auras approaching. They seem to be hostile. After walking for a short distance, Yang Hongwu's face changed. He felt a few strong auras. These auras were filled with killing intent. They seemed to be targeting him. Yang Hongwu's face changed. Although he had entered the deity plane, he did not come in contact with many people. It was impossible for him to know when he entered the deity plane. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu shook his head. Perhaps it was related to the space. Soon, those strong auras appeared not far from Yang Hongwu. Is it him? Yes, it's him. Go, kill him. When they saw Yang Hongwu, they took out their weapons and rushed towards Yang Hongwu. These people were all late divine monarchs, and 3 of them were half-step divine emperors. Damn it. Yang Hongwu did not expect that these bastards would make a move right from the start. Moreover, they were going for the kill, leaving no room for negotiation. Yang Hongwu's face was solemn. This was the common people's deity plane, not the common people's continent. If this was the common people's continent, Yang Hongwu would not be afraid. Not to mention half-step divine emperors. Yang Hongwu would not be worried even if they were divine emperors. Because in the common people's continent, he controlled the origin of the common people's continent. He could use the power of heaven and earth to deal with his enemies. However, he could not do it here. Hence, Yang Hongwu did not want to fight them head-on. He kept dodging. Boss, this kid is too slippery. The group of people kept attacking, but it was all in vain. They couldn't hit Yang Hongwu at all. 4 directions God Trap formation. Got it. As soon as he said that, Yang Hongwu found that he was surrounded by 4 people. The other 3 were constantly attacking him. Trying to trap me with a formation? Yang Hongwu saw their actions and naturally knew what they were trying to do. 3 of them were interfering while the other 4 set up a formation to deal with him. It was a good idea. If it was someone else, they would not be able to withstand it. However, it was him. After a dozen breaths, the aura of the 4 changed. Eastern green dragon, western white tiger, northern black tortoise, southern vermilion bird. For directions, God Trap formation, rise. Following that, the 4 of them roared, and an array soared into the sky, sealing off the entire space. Yang Hongwu felt the pressure. This 4 directions God Trap formation was indeed not ordinary. Kid, let's see where you can escape to. Yuan Li Duan looked at Yang Hongwu and smiled. Yang Hongwu looked at them and said, I want to know why you guys want to deal with me. I don't know you, let alone offend you. All right, I'll let you know. We are the subordinates of the Zetian Demon King. The Zetian Demon King asked us to kill you. Who asked you to offend the Demon King? Yuan Li Duan said. Zetian. Yang Hongwu did not expect Zetian to be so resourceful. His incarnation escaped from his hands, but he was able to find his exact location when he entered the divine realm. This shocked Yang Hongwu. This was too shocking. It was almost unbelievable. How did he know my location? Yang Hongwu said, How did you find me? I'll let you die with understanding. Yuan Li Duan said. He waved his hand, and a strange beast appeared on his shoulder. This strange beast looked like a mouse. However, This strange beast's eyes were more agile than a mouse's. Its aura was also ethereal. Tracking beast? That's right. Lord Demon King has your aura. This tracking beast can easily track your location. Yuanli Duan said, Brat, I don't know why you offended Lord Demon King, but you must die today. Wait. Seeing that he was about to attack, Yang Hongwu said again, even if there's a tracking beast, it's impossible to find me in such a short time, right? I just entered the divine realm not long ago. Haha, you don't know this. Lord Demon King is resourceful and has already told us the approximate location of your appearance. It's the periphery of this void. We've been waiting here for almost 3 days. The moment your aura appeared, the tracking beast already smelled your aura. Yuanli Duan laughed loudly. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu thought of a possibility. Zetian knew that when he said that he wanted to deal with his woman, he would definitely enter the divine realm to stop him. Moreover, he would do it in the shortest time possible. Therefore, Zetian could scheme against him. When Yang Hongwu was fighting against Zetian, Zetian's incarnation directly tore through the void and left the continent. However, at that time, it left behind a strand of aura. This strand of aura didn't have any offensive nature. It was very secretive and landed on Yang Hongwu's body. Chapter 16:12. I didn't expect that there would be a day when I would be schemed against by Zetian, Yang Hongwu muttered. Brat, although I don't know who you are, I didn't expect that you, a mere divine lord realm martial artist, can actually be valued so highly by His Excellency, the Fiend Lord. However, to be able to die in our hands, furthermore, it's under our strongest killing move, it's considered your honor, Yuanli Duan said. Yang Hongwu ignored Yuanli Duan. He recalled that the reason why he came to the vicinity of the Void Land was probably because of Zetian. The aura that Zetian had left on Luo Yinyang's body had led him to this void. If it wasn't for his good luck, he would have entered the Void Land directly. If it wasn't for the edge of the Void Land, he would have died in the Void Land. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but rejoice. You guys aren't qualified to kill me. Even Zetian himself was defeated by me. You guys? Yang Hongwu sneered. It's not that I want to say this, but you guys are too weak. With that, Yang Hongwu made his move. He threw a punch. It was a simple punch. If they used other methods to deal with Yang Hongwu, you would have to spend a lot of effort to deal with them. However, they used a formation to deal with Yang Hongwu. Although the power of the god trapping formation wasn't bad, it still couldn't block it. This punch just so happened to hit the weakest point of the formation. With a kacha sound, a crack was instantly torn open in the so-called formation. As for Yang Hongwu, he followed the crack and passed through, avoiding Yuanli Duan's attack. Damn it, how could this be? The formation was broken, and Yang Hongwu dodged the attack. This made Yuanli Duan's eyes widen. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Unbelievable. It was simply unbelievable. He actually broke the formation so easily. Damn it, let's attack together. The formation being broken made Yuanli Duan furious. Although he broke the formation, he must have consumed a lot of energy. If we attack together, he definitely won't be able to resist. That's right, Big Brother is right. The others nodded and exploded out with immense power as the 7 of them attacked together. Everything within a radius of 100 feet was covered within it, attacking indiscriminately. As long as one was within this range, they would be bombarded by the powerful attacks of the 7 people. There was no way to avoid them. Little bastard, let's see how you block and dodge, Yuanli Duan shouted. Yang Hongwu snorted. Is that so? It's too early for you to be happy. Do you think you're the only ones who can set up formations? Yang Hongwu laughed. With a wave of his hand, beams of light shot into the sky like starlight. Then, a huge net seemed to appear in the void, enveloping everyone in it. The moment the net appeared, Yuanli Duan felt a terrifying pressure. Big Brother, this is bad. My power is being suppressed. My magic power has also been weakened. When did this little bastard set up this formation? Yuanli Duan's brothers all had ashen faces. They could feel that their cultivation bases were being suppressed, and they couldn't use their full strength. Their faces immediately changed. Formation plate. That little bastard must have an ancient formation plate in his hands. That's right. This shouldn't be his own power, but an external force. It should be so. As long as we break the power of the treasure, we can break the formation. I'll break the formation, Ningbu Yuan said. All right, Yuan Li Duan said, Junior brother Ning, you break the formation. We'll protect you. However, they didn't know that the formation set up by Yang Hongwu wasn't that simple. This formation was set up by Yang Hongwu using the Destruction Heaven Palace as the eye of the formation. The Destruction Heaven Palace wasn't an ordinary treasure. In addition, there was the support of the Dragon Gate and the power of the Common People's Continent. Even a Divine Emperor Realm powerhouse couldn't break the formation in a short time, not to mention that the strongest among the 7 of them was only a peak half-step Divine Emperor. Although Ning Biyuan was an array master, his cultivation was only at the peak of the Divine Lord Realm. His attainments in array formation couldn't compare to Yang Hongwu. If he really had the ability, he would have seen through Yang Hongwu's movements before Yang Hongwu set up the formation. Why would he need to wait until after Yang Hongwu's formation was activated to break the formation? How can my formation be so easy to break? The corners of Yang Hongwu's mouth curled up into a smile. Today is the day of your death. Those who dare to make a move against me have always died. What a big tone. You really don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Yuan Liduan laughed instead of getting angry. He didn't take Yang Hongwu's words seriously at all. A mere Divine Lord realm relying on external objects. You really think you're invincible? Let's see how you'll die after I break your formation. Ha! You want to break the formation with your little ability? It's not that I'm looking down on you, but even if Zi Tian came personally, he wouldn't be able to break my formation in a short time. With your intelligence, unless you use brute force, you won't be able to break the formation. However, your cultivation seems to be too weak. Even if you use brute force, it won't be enough to break my formation. Yang Hongwu looked at them with contempt. Yuan Li Duan was furious. Ning Biyuan's eyes were also red. This was contempt. It was too hateful. A mere 8th-level divine, Lord Realm martial artist actually looked down on him. This formation was indeed strange. He had never seen it before, but it didn't mean that he couldn't break it. Little bastard, do you really think I can't break the formation? Ning Biyuan took out an item. It was a sword talisman. It wasn't an ordinary sword talisman, but a supreme sword talisman that could destroy heaven and earth. It was a talisman left behind by a Sword Dao Almighty. This talisman was passed down from his ancestor. Ning Biyuan was a descendant of the Ning family of the Divine Realm. The Ning family of the Divine Realm was an aristocratic family that specialized in array formations. Among the ancestors of the Ning family, there was an extraordinary figure who was a master of the Sword Dao. He had once been apprenticed to a master of the Sword Dao, and this talisman had been left to the Ning family by the master of that master of the Sword Dao. However, the current Ning family had long declined and no longer lived up to its former glory. However, this sword talisman was still passed down. This sword talisman could only be used 3 times. It had already been used twice, so there was only one chance left to use it. This time, Ning Biyuan was so angry that he wanted to use this sword talisman to break the formation. Chapter 16:13. The sword talisman was of great research value to Yang Hongwu. Firstly, if he could study the sword talisman thoroughly, he would be able to make sword talismans himself. Think about it. If there were hundreds and thousands of sword talismans, the power would be unimaginable. The power of the sword talisman could easily kill a half-step Divine Emperor. Even a Divine Emperor expert might not be able to withstand the attack of the sword talisman. Secondly, the power of the sword principle in the sword talisman was what Yang Hongwu really wanted. The power of the sword talisman had actually been weakened. The most precious thing was the sword principle left behind in the sword talisman. If he could devour and comprehend the sword principle in the sword talisman, his strength would definitely rise to another level. Yuan Li Duan and the others' faces fell when they saw Ning Biyuan take out the sword talisman. Junior apprentice brother Ning, this is your family's treasure. You actually took it out? Senior brother, this little bastard is too arrogant. I can't stand it anymore, Ningba Yuan said. Junior brother Ning, don't belittle yourself. Can't you break this formation? Yuan Li Duan's face fell. Since Ningba Yuan took out the sword talisman, it proved that the formation was not that simple. It would not be easy to break the formation. If Ningba Yuan was confident, he would not have taken out the Ning family's most treasured artifact. Yeah, brother Ning, you don't have to do that. We're just wasting some time to kill this little bastard a little later, another person said. Ningba Yuan smiled bitterly when he heard this. Only he knew that this formation was too strange and too powerful. If he was given a year or so to study it, he would be able to crack this formation. However, the time was too short, and it was simply not enough. A year or so would be too long. Not to mention half a year, they could not even hold on for 10 days. The formation could continuously devour their strength. After 10 days, their cultivation would probably fall to the Tai True God realm. Once their cultivation fell to the Tai True God realm, it would be easy for Yang Hongwu to kill them. Senior brother, this formation is very powerful. If I want to break it, I will need time. It's not something that can be done in a day or two, Ningba Yuan said. Ningba Yuan said, furthermore, because of this formation, our cultivation is constantly being devoured. If this continues, not to mention breaking the formation, when the time comes, we'll definitely be unable to break it. It will be a problem for us to protect ourselves. Yuan Liduan's face fell when he heard that. He knew that Ningba Yuan never lied. He didn't have such a cunning mind. If he said that it was impossible to break the formation in a short time, then it must be true. In that case, it would be troublesome. Keep the sword talisman. Let me try. If it was someone else, Yuan Liduan really wouldn't do this. However, Ningba Yuan was his junior brother. Moreover, Ningba Yuan's aunt was his second uncle's Dao companion. If his second uncle knew that Yuan Liduan had let Ningba Yuan use that sword, if Yuan Liduan knew that Yuan Liduan would not let him have an easy time. Senior brother, it's useless. This formation is very powerful. Ordinary attacks can't break it at all. Ningba Yuan was an array master after all, and a very good one at that. Although he was much worse than Yang Hongwu, he had to admit that he was very good at array masters. His attainments in array masters were also very good. With his eyesight, after studying it for a while, he could see the brilliance of Yang Hongwu's formation. This formation can devour and absorb our magic power. It can also devour and absorb our attack power. Thus, if we don't reach its limit, this formation will absolutely not be broken. Let's attack together. I don't believe that we can't break the formation, Yuan Liduan said. Everyone attack together. Let's hope we can tear the formation apart. That's right. Let's attack together. As he spoke, Yuan Liduan made the first move, and the others followed closely behind him. Beams of light and powerful forces bombarded a single point. Yang Hongwu sneered coldly to no end when he saw this scene. Do you all treat me as if I don't exist? Yang Hongwu said. Want to break the surface with one point. Think too simply. It was only to see Yang Hongwu wave his hand. A ray of light erupted. This ray of light instantly separated Yuan Liduan and the rest's attacks. Damn it! Damn it! That little bastard has scattered our attacks. What made Yuan Liduan turn livid was that their original idea of attacking one point was shattered. Yang Hongwu did not give them the chance at all. Yang Hongwu's control over this formation exceeded their imaginations. Impossible, this kid is merely an 8th level divine lord cultivation. Although his strength is decent, it's absolutely impossible for his dermic power to be so tyrannical. This formation is so powerful, so overbearing. With his mere 8th level divine lord cultivation, he can't persist for long. It's impossible for him to disperse our attacks every time. As long as we persist, he'll definitely exhaust himself and be unable to maintain the power of the formation, someone said. All right, let's attack again, Yuan Liduan said. The few people unleashed an attack once more. The attack this time, compared to the previous attacks, the power was weakened a little, but it was also very shocking. Then, Yang Hongwu lightly waved his hand again. With this wave, their attacks were once again dispersed, and there was no way for them to concentrate on a single point. Again, Yuan Liduan said angrily. How can I possibly let you all attack again and again? Yang Hongwu said with a light smile. I'm going to make a move. Yang Hongwu's voice had just faded when he waved his hand. In the array formation, one ray of terrifying saber energy after another appeared. The rays of terrifying saber energy condensed out by the Grand Mist Battle Saber possessed the power to destroy the void and contain the supreme power of lightning. One had to know that Yang Hongwu had once devoured and refined the power of the Great Tao Lightning Tribulation. He also possessed the Dharma Eye of Annihilation. Yang Hongwu attempted to integrate these two terrifying powers into the Grand Mist Battle Saber. How terrifying was the power that erupted? Even a divine Emperor Realm martial artist could not possibly withstand such a terrifying power attack in this formation. And Yuan Liduan and the rest were merely half-step divine emperors. Wanting to withstand such a terrifying attack was simply a fool's talk. A series of miserable shrieks sounded. Chapter 16:14. Damn it! How can this little bastard be so powerful? Yuan Liduan was incomparably furious in his heart, but there was nothing he could do. The other party was seriously too powerful, especially this array formation. It was unimaginably powerful. Senior apprentice brother, let me do it, Ningbu Yuan said. Now, we already don't have any other choice. We can only use this sword talisman of mine. If we don't use the sword talisman, we won't be able to break the array formation. Like that, we'll all have to die here. Looks like that's the only way. Yuan Liduan nodded and said, Junior apprentice brother Ning, you used this sword talisman to break the array. In the future, I'll think of a way to compensate you. The sword talisman in Ning Buyuan's hand shattered. Immediately, a tyrannical sword energy erupted, instantly transforming into a supreme treasure sword, flying towards Yang Hongwu. Only a crack sound could be heard. In an instant, a crack was torn open in the formation. The array formation broke. Yuan Liduan and the rest rushed out at this instant. Go! Yang Hongwu felt the array formation shatter. Originally, he thought that they were going to make a move against him. But what surprised Yang Hongwu was that the few people did not make a move against Yang Hongwu. Instead, they fled towards the distance. This exceeded Yang Hongwu's expectations. They actually fled. What was the meaning of this? Didn't they come to kill him? However, Yang Hongwu would not let them off so easily. Actually dared to come and kill him. Then they had to have the awareness of being beheaded. Want to leave? This is a fool's talk. Yang Hongwu laughed coldly. With a thought, he swiftly chased after. In a breath, he blocked Yuan Liduan's group of 5. Leaving just like this? Didn't you want to kill me? Yang Hongwu blocked in front of them and looked at the 5 people as he said in a cold voice. You've already killed 2 of our brothers. What else do you want? Yuan Liduan saw that Yang Hongwu actually chased after. His face fell as he said coldly. In order to deal with Yang Hongwu, they had expended a lot of energy. 2 of their brothers had died, and the 5 of them were all injured. 2 of them were seriously injured. They had to admit that Yang Hongwu was very terrifying. It looked like he was merely an 8th-level divine lord on the surface, but his combat power was truly terrifying. Moreover, the array formation he set up was incomparably strange. Unknowingly, he set up an array formation, making them fall into it. If there was another array formation, if that was the case, they wouldn't be able to stop him. After all, they only had one sword talisman. Now that they had used it, they did not have second one. I don't want anything. I just want to kill you, Yang Hongwu said. Yuan Liduan looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Do you really want to fight to the death? A life and death struggle? Yang Hongwu laughed. Are you worthy? Moreover, weren't you all so aggressive just now, saying that you wouldn't be satisfied until you killed me? Why are you scared now? Yuan Liduan was not a fool. The Demon King gave them the order to kill Yang Hongwu. But if they knew that there was no way to kill Yang Hongwu, they naturally would not foolishly send themselves to death. But now, Yang Hongwu did not give them a chance. Big brother, what's there to be afraid of? He's just one person. His array formation was broken by us. I don't believe that he can still set up an array formation. That's right. Attack together and fight it out with this little bastard. As they said, two of them rushed up toward Yang Hongwu. The corners of Yang Hongwu's mouth curled into a trace of a smile. You all are too naive. Do you really think that I can only set up an array formation once? As he said, Yang Hongwu waved his hand. Specks of starlight appeared once more. That scene was exactly the same as when Yang Hongwu set up the array formation previously. Not good. He's going to set up an array formation. Ning Biyuan's face changed drastically. He shouted, "Stop him! We must stop him. Otherwise, we're dead meat." They had already witnessed the terror of the array formation. If this continued, they would not be able to break the array formation at all. In that case, they would only die in the array formation. There would be no room for resistance. You want to stop me from setting up an array formation? You can't do it. Yang Hongwu laughed. He struck out a hand seal. Light shot up into the sky. Another array formation once again enveloped this part of the world. Let's go. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, Yuan Liduan grabbed Ning Biyuan and crushed a talisman. The two of them disappeared on the spot. Teleportation talisman. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them disappearing. His face sank. That was a teleportation talisman. Moreover, it was not an ordinary one. It was a talisman that could instantly travel through the void. Even if Yang Hongwu wanted to make such a talisman, it would not be easy. The success rate was very low. He did not expect that Yuan Liduan would actually have such a talisman. Yang Hongwu scanned the area. There were no auras of the two within 100,000 feet. He did not know where the two of them had teleported to. He could not catch up with them. Yuan Liduan. Damn it. They gave up on us. Lu Zilong cursed when he saw Yuan Liduan and Ning Biyuan disappear. They knew that Yuan Liduan and Ning Biyuan's relationship was not shallow. However, they did not expect that the two of them would escape on their own without caring about the safety of their companions. It was despicable. Since they're so heartless, then don't blame us for being unrighteous. That's right. The other person nodded. Seeing Yang Hongwu's battle blade slashing towards them, Lu Zilong shouted, "Wait, we surrender." That's right. Big brother, we surrender. I don't take captives. Yang Hongwu did not care. The power of his blade did not decrease as he continued to slash towards the three of them. This blade was extremely domineering. If they were hit by it, there was no chance of survival. I know a big secret about the Demon King. Lu Zilong felt the threat of death and shouted. He did not want to die. He was still young. Yang Hongwu heard this and stopped slashing his battle blade. If it was anything else, Yang Hongwu would not care. However, if it was related to Zetian, it was different. Yang Hongwu had to admit that Zetian's strength was terrifying. One of his incarnations was at the Divine Emperor realm. His battle strength was terrifying. Even if his original body was not at the level of the real emperor, it was probably not far from it. Therefore, with Yang Hongwu's current strength, it was still difficult to deal with Zetian. He had to be fully prepared. However, the problem now was that Zetian would not give him so much time. The most important thing for him now was to find the girls in the Divine Realm. He had to find them before Zetian. What secret? Tell me, Yang Hongwu said. If I tell you, you have to let us go, Lu Zilong said. Chapter 16:15. That's right. How dare you threaten me? Do you know that those who once threatened me are all dead? Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly and said. In fact, to Yang Hongwu, there was no difference whether he killed them or not. If he could exchange them for some benefits, it was fine to not kill them. However, what Yang Hongwu hated the most was being threatened by others. Young master, I'm not threatening you. I just want to live, Lu Zilong said. Yes, young master. We just don't want to die. We just want to live. We don't want to threaten you. The other two nodded. They also didn't want to die. Who would want to die if they could live? Even if they had to drag out an ignoble existence, they didn't want to die. As long as young master gives us a chance to live, in fact, we won't benefit young master at all if we die, right? If we can bring you some benefits by keeping us alive, wouldn't it be an unexpected gain for young master? Lu Zilong continued to say, You're quite eloquent. Yang Hongwu originally wanted to kill them. However, on second thought, these people might be of some use. After all, they were Zetian's people. Of course, Yang Hongwu also knew very well that Zi Tian wouldn't have any schemes against his subordinates. With Zi Tian's character, it was impossible for him to not guard against his subordinates at all. It was impossible for him to trust them completely. Therefore, it was very difficult for him to get some information from these people. But why should I trust you? You are Zi Tian's Demon King subordinates. You should know that I'm Zi Tian's sworn enemy. It's either he dies or I die. Yang Hongwu said coldly. I know what kind of person Zi Tian is, what kind of character he has, what kind of methods he uses. I know better than you. As his subordinates, how can we betray him so easily? I don't deny this point, Demon King. Thinking up to here, Lu Zilong and the others couldn't help but tremble. It was obvious that they were terrified. Lord Demon King, the punishment of traitors is very terrifying and cruel. We are very clear about this. If that's the case, do you think I'll believe you? Yang Hongwu sneered. So, it's impossible for you to plot against me. I won't let you live. We are willing to let young master plant a soul imprint on us. Lu Zilong said. In that case, we will be young master's servants. Young master can control our life and death. That should be enough. All right, Yang Hongwu nodded. To Yang Hongwu, even if they were scheming against him, Yang Hongwu would not take it to heart. Brothers, relax, Lu Zilong said to the two beside him. The three of them were very unwilling. After all, once a soul imprint was planted, it meant that their life and death would be completely controlled by someone else. They would lose their freedom. This was something that none of them wanted. The corners of Yang Hongwu's mouth curled up into a smile. Just as the three of them relaxed their minds and prepared to plant a soul imprint, a tyrannical power erupted from their souls. It was a terrifying demonic qi. This demonic qi attacked Yang Hongwu's soul, as if it wanted to tear Yang Hongwu's soul to shreds. This power was not something that an ordinary person could withstand. Little bastard, go to hell. Humph. Yang Hongwu snorted, devouring furnace. Following Yang Hongwu's roar, a huge furnace appeared. This was the devouring furnace. This devouring furnace seemed to have turned into a terrifying black hole that could devour everything. Not only that, a fiery red lotus appeared after the devouring furnace. It was a dancing flame. This was the karmic fire of the red lotus. The karmic fire of the red lotus continued to burn, incinerating the tyrannical demonic qi. Then, it was refined and absorbed by the devouring furnace. Impossible. The three of them could not believe what they were seeing. This was their plan. This was the Demon King's plan from the beginning. If they could successfully kill Yang Hongwu, there would be no need for them to come to this step. But in the end, they still came to this stage. However, what they did not expect was that the Demon King's attack, which was aimed at the soul, did not hurt Yang Hongwu. Who was he? He was too strong. Nothing is impossible. Yang Hongwu sneered. I already knew that you wanted to scheme against me. Do you really think that I am a fool? What kind of person is the Zi Tian? This should be his plan. One had to admit that Zi Tian was indeed like a cockroach, disgusting. Sooner or later, there would be a day when he would, sooner or later, I will destroy him completely. With that, Yang Hongwu's right hand burst with magic power, forming a huge palm, and slapped down on Lu Zilong and the other two. At this moment, Lu Zilong and the other two were instantly smashed into meat paste. They couldn't be any more dead. The devouring cauldron erupted with a suction force, sucking in the bodies of the three people, including their souls. Before long, they were reduced to pure energy, which was completely devoured by Yang Hongwu, becoming his cultivation and powers. However, Yang Hongwu's cultivation did not break through in the end. He was still at the 8th level of the Divine Lord Realm. Not far away, Yuan Li Duan and Ning Biyuan's faces changed drastically. Damn it, even the Demon King's attack was useless against that guy. Who is he? Senior brother, let's leave here quickly. If we are discovered by him, we are finished. We will die too, Ning Biyuan said to Yuan Li Duan. Let's go. Yuan Li Duan nodded, turned around, and prepared to leave. However, at this time, Yang Hongwu already discovered their tracks. How could it be so easy to want to escape? Only thinking of leaving at this time, It's already too late, right? Yang Hongwu's figure appeared in front of the two people. Seeing Yang Hongwu, Yu and Li Duan, two people's faces changed drastically. His hand trembled as he pointed at Yang Hongwu and said, You seal. Following Yang Hongwu's light cry, a seal instantly landed on the two people. Yu and Li Duan and Ning Buyuan's cultivation was instantly sealed. My cultivation, my magic power. The two people were terrified to the extreme. A seal sealed the two of their cultivation and magic power. What kind of power was this? At this moment, the two people were filled with regret. If they had known earlier, they would have left this place directly after escaping previously. What was the point of coming back? Now, the two of them were caught. There was no way out now. They did not believe that Yang Hongwu would give them a chance to live. After all, Lu Zilong and the other two people were already a lesson from the mistakes of their predecessors. Chapter 16:16. After Yang Hongwu killed the two of them without hesitation, a ray of light burst out from Yuan Liduan's body and turned into Zitian's appearance. It was a wisp of Zitian's consciousness. Yang Hongwu, you're indeed worthy of being my opponent. Zitian. Yang Hongwu looked at Zitian's incarnation and a cold light burst out from his eyes. Haha. Yang Hongwu, I know you want to kill me, but it's not that simple. You're just an 8th level divine monarch now, and my strength has already reached a level that you can't even imagine. You can't even kill my incarnation, huh? Zitian laughed crazily. Also, your women will fall into my hands soon. I hope you can hurry up. Otherwise, they'll die miserably. Zitian, you dare to lay your hands on them? If you dare to harm even a single hair on their heads, I will make sure you die without a burial ground. Yang Hongwu's eyes immediately turned red when he heard this. He was extremely angry and shouted angrily. Haha, I'm so scared. Zitian laughed, and the wisp of consciousness instantly dissipated in the void. Yang Hongwu punched a small mountain in the distance. The small mountain collapsed and turned into powder in an instant. Damn Zitian, I won't let you get away with it. Yang Hongwu's figure flashed and disappeared on the spot. Half a day later, Yang Hongwu finally came to a place with signs of human habitation. It was a small town. There weren't many experts in the town. The strongest warrior was just an early-stage great emperor. Old man, may I ask where this place is? Yang Hongwu entered the town and saw an old man sitting in front of an ancient tree, basking in the sun. This old man was the strongest person in the town. Hey, young man, you're not from our shepherding town. It's been so many years. I didn't expect that an outsider would come to our shepherding town. I'm very surprised. The old man was also surprised when he saw Yang Hongwu. The old man's words stunned Yang Hongwu. Old man, don't you have any connections with the outside world? Yang Hongwu discovered a strange place. The spirit energy in this small town was very rich, but the laws here seemed to be restricted. Therefore, the cultivations of the warriors in this small town were also restricted. There was no way for them to increase their cultivation. The old man sighed and said, Shepherding Town is a sealed town. You can only enter and not leave. It can't be. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. When he had entered the town, he had sensed a special power. Could it be that the people of Shepherding Town could only enter and not leave because of that special power? Senior, are you joking with me? Of course not. The elder shook his head. For 10,000 years, no one for Shepherding Town has ever left. Why? Yang Hongwu asked. Because Shepherding Town is a cursed town. Anyone who enters the town can't leave. Once they leave Shepherding Town for 10,000 feet, their vitality will wither and they will die. The elder smiled bitterly. Therefore, the people of our Shepherding Town have never left. Is there no way to leave this town? Yang Hongwu asked. He couldn't stay in Shepherding Town all the time. He still had to find Hu Xiao and the other girls. He also had to kill that damn bastard Zitian. He couldn't stay here all the time. No, young man. You're the first outsider in our Shepherding Town in 1,000 years. Come with me. The elder stood up. At this time, 3 young people came, 1 man and 2 women. The man was in the initial Great Sage realm, while the 2 women were in the intermediate Great Sage realm and the Sage realm. These three youths were obviously quite young. What surprised Yang Hongwu was that their aptitudes were very good. They were only in their 20s. Yang Hongwu was very surprised that they had such powerful cultivation at such a young age. They were definitely geniuses. Moreover, they were not ordinary geniuses. In the gods' domain, although there were many geniuses, and it was not a big deal to cultivate to the great saint realm. However, there were too few people who had such a cultivation in their 20s. Moreover, they had all cultivated by themselves. They did not use any elixirs to improve their cultivation. What surprised Yang Hongwu even more was that the cultivation method they cultivated seemed to be very ordinary. There was nothing outstanding about it. Ancestor, ancestor, it's you three little guys. Come, come, come. Let me introduce you to someone. Hey, him? Ancestor, who is he? Why haven't we seen him before? Pang Hua asked. Yes, yes, Pang Li said. He's very good looking. Is he an outsider? Pang Li Juan also stared at Yang Hongwu. Her big round eyes were watery and very good looking. Yang Hongwu was speechless. These three guys seemed to have seen something rare. Yes, this little brother just came in from outside. Old Pang said, By the way, little brother, I still don't know your name. My name is Yang Hongwu. In this regard, Yang Hongwu did not hide it. What he wanted to figure out now was what was going on here. Why couldn't they leave? Could he leave too? This was a very important question. Then I'll call you Little Wu. Are you really an outsider? Pang Liren looked at Yang Hongwu and couldn't help but pinch Yang Hongwu's body. You don't seem to be different from us. Yang Hongwu was speechless. Is it fun outside? What does it look like? Is there anything good? Are there mountains? I heard that there are many people outside. There are also all kinds of terrifying, fierce beasts. What do those fierce beasts look like? Pang Liren chattered like a little bird. Yang Hongwu was having a headache. She was even scarier than Tang Sanzang. She was too talkative. Ahem, little Liren, let's take this little brother to eat something first. He just came in, we can't be rude. Also, if you want to ask anything, there will be time in the future. Old Pang said when he saw Yang Hongwu's awkward look. All right. Pang Liren was not satisfied when she heard that, but she did not pester Yang Hongwu. Pang Liren was not the only one. Pang Li Juan and Pang Hua were also very curious about the outside world. After all, they were born in Shepherding Town and had never left. It was easy to imagine their yearning for the outside world. Unfortunately, they did not have the chance to go out. Little brother, let's go. Old Pang said to Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu nodded. Chapter 16-17. Elder, are you the one who set up this courtyard? Yang Hongwu asked. No. Elder Pang shook his head and said, I don't have the ability to do that. This was set up by our ancestors. Come in. Brother Yang, this time we are all basking in your glory. The old ancestor has never allowed us to enter this place. Pang Li Juan said, You naughty girl. If I let you in, wouldn't you tear down my small courtyard? Elder Pang said with a doting face. The spiritual energy here is so dense. Pang Hua murmured. This is a sacred place for cultivation. Yang Hongwu sighed. Cultivating here will definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Sigh. Elder Pang sighed and said, This is indeed a sacred place for cultivation, but so what? The shepherding town is cursed. The laws here are restricted. There is no way to break through the shackles of the great emperor realm here. Can't break through the great emperor realm? Yang Hongwu heard and said, How is that possible? It's true. Not only are the people in the shepherding town unable to break through, but even the people who come in from the outside will also regress if their cultivation exceeds the great emperor realm. Elder Pang said, Do you feel that your cultivation is constantly retreating? Yang Hongwu was shocked when he heard that. He checked and was extremely shocked. It was true. His cultivation was actually retreating bit by bit. Although it was very slow, it was definitely true. Such a thing was too terrifying. How can this be? Yang Hongwu frowned. He tried to control his magic power, but he was unable to do so. Brother Yang, what is your cultivation? Pang Liren's eyes lit up when she heard that. She stared at Yang Hongwu and asked. Elder Pang had always been the most powerful person in Shepherding Town. However, Elder Pang's cultivation was only at the Great Emperor realm. Elder Pang's words just now meant that Yang Hongwu's cultivation had surpassed the Great Emperor realm. This made Pang Liren even more curious. It's slightly stronger than the Great Emperor realm. Yang Hongwu originally wanted to try using the devouring furnace, but it wasn't appropriate to do so in front of them. Big brother Yang, between you and the old ancestor, who is stronger? Pang Liren asked again. Little girl, I'm old. Naturally, I'm no match for you. Elder Pang chuckled. He did not mind that his cultivation was inferior to Yang Hongwu's. However, Yang Hongwu could sense that if they were to fight, he might not be a match for Elder Pang. This shocked Yang Hongwu. For Yang Hongwu, it was normal for him to challenge those with higher cultivation level. With his divine monarch realm cultivation, he could easily kill a half-step divine emperor. He could even deal with an ordinary divine emperor realm warrior. However, this time, Yang Hongwu had a very clear feeling that he couldn't defeat an old man who was only in the emperor realm. How could Yang Hongwu not be shocked? Senior, you're too humble. Yang Hongwu smiled awkwardly. Although he did not want to admit it, Yang Hongwu knew that it might be the truth. If they were to fight, he might not be a match for this old man. This old man was so powerful. If he could get some pointers from him, he might be able to deal with Zetian. Zetian's strength was at least in the Emperor realm. Moreover, Zetian was also a genius. With his cultivation level, he might be invincible among the Emperor realm. No one would be able to resist him. Have a seat. Elder Pang smiled and said to everyone when they arrived at the inner courtyard. Old ancestor, let me do it. Pang Li Juan stood up and said when she saw Elder Pang pouring the tea. No need. I'm not old yet. Moreover, little girlie Juan, it's a waste for you to brew this tea. Elder Pang shook his head and smiled. Old ancestor, why do you say that? Am I that useless? Pang Li Juan was unhappy when she heard Elder Pang's words. She stomped her feet and said, of course that's not what I meant. Little girl Juan, your tea brewing skills are quite good. However, your cultivation is still too weak. You have not reached that level yet. Thus, this tea must be brewed by this old man. After saying those words, Elder Pang began to brew the tea. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened when he saw Elder Pang's every move. Elder Pang's movements were very ordinary. However, Yang Hongwu could see that his every move contained the supreme aura of the great Tao. Tao rhymes. Every move he made exuded the aura of the Tao. This level was far from what he could compare to. Yang Hongwu sucked in a deep breath of air. This was a true powerhouse. His understanding of the Tao was not enough. Therefore, even though his cultivation level was already at the 8th level of the Divine Lord realm, he was still no match for Elder Pang. Elder Pang's strength was too terrifying. He wondered what level his strength would reach if he left this small town. Yang Hongwu was even more curious. Who exactly was Elder Pang? Yang Hongwu did not believe that Elder Pang was really just an ordinary old man in this small town. Yang Hongwu did not believe this at all. Come, little brother, have some tea. Elder Pang handed the first cup of tea to Yang Hongwu with a smile on his face. Looking at Elder Pang, Yang Hongwu even suspected that he was an existence that surpassed the level of the Emperor. Elder Pang's cultivation level was probably even more terrifying than Wang Li, Wang Yuan, and the others. Elder Pang's cultivation level was already far beyond what he could comprehend. Thank you, Elder Pang. Yang Hongwu took the teacup and took a sip. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He entered a mysterious state. Streams of mysterious aura were constantly cleansing his soul. His cultivation level was constantly rising. Enlightenment. This was an enlightenment. Looking at Yang Hongwu's appearance, Pang Li and the other two were shocked and envious. He actually had an enlightenment. Is this tea really that good? Pang Li Juan could not wait to take a sip of the tea. Pang Hua and Pang Liren did the same. Nothing. Pang Liren took a sip and said, Old ancestor, why did Brother Yang have an enlightenment after drinking your tea? Why didn't we feel anything? Yes, old ancestor. Pang Li Juan and Pang Hua nodded. This is little brother's opportunity. Elder Pang chuckled. No, old ancestor. Is the tea that you gave Brother Yang different from the tea that we drank? Pang Liren said, Old ancestor, you are wrong. I don't care. I want to drink the same tea as Brother Yang. I want to have an enlightenment too. Elder Pang smiled bitterly and said, how is this tea different? It's the same tea leaves and the same tea. Lass, you've been watching me brew it. How could it be different? I don't care. I don't care. Old ancestor, I want to have an enlightenment. Anyway, I don't care. Pang Liren said coquettishly. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's aura changed. His cultivation level kept decreasing. Chapter 16:18. Yes, yes. What a high level of comprehension. What a shocking physique. Elder Pang looked at Yang Hongwu in shock. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to comprehend it so quickly. Yang Hongwu's perception was too shocking. When he first entered this place, he didn't know how many years it took him to comprehend it. He did not expect Yang Hongwu to comprehend the law of the Tao in such a short time. Genius, a peerless monster. At the very least, he had never seen anyone more outstanding than Yang Hongwu. Why are you panicking? He's fine. This is his opportunity. Old ancestor, what are you talking about? What opportunity? Brother Yang's cultivation has dropped. Yang Kai's imposing manner was constantly weakening. How could this be the result of his cultivation rising? It was obvious that his cultivation had fallen. Pang Liren muttered, Old ancestor, elder brother Yang's cultivation fell because he drank your tea. You can't just leave him be. Otherwise, I'll ignore you. Yes, yes. Pang Lijuan nodded. You two girls, you don't even want this old man any more now that you have a lover? Elder Pang was angry and amused at the same time. That's not it. The two girls blushed. Pang Hua looked at Pang Lijuan's blushing face and felt a little sad. Pang Hua had always liked Pang Lijuan. However, Pang Lijuan did not seem to have any feelings for him. She only treated him as a brother. This made Pang Hua feel helpless. Seeing Pang Lijuan's attitude towards Yang Hongwu, Pang Hua's heart was filled with jealousy. Ha, you're shy. Elder Pang laughed heartily. He was delighted. He had also noticed the changes in Pang Hua. He couldn't help but sigh. Of course, he could see through Pang Hua's feelings. Unfortunately, feelings couldn't be forced. He had lived for so many years, so what could he do? How could he not know? He had seen too many things. If Yang Hongwu did not appear, Pang Hua might still have a chance. However, Yang Hongwu's appearance meant that Pang Hua had no chance. Yang Hongwu was too outstanding. Compared to him, Pang Hua was far too lacking. As for Yang Hongwu, his cultivation finally stabilized after falling to 5th level Divine Lord. After a while, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. Of course, Yang Hongwu also discovered that his cultivation level had fallen. However, Yang Hongwu clearly felt that although his cultivation level had fallen, his combat power had not weakened. Instead, it had become stronger. His current combat strength had increased by at least 30% compared to before. This was extremely terrifying. Actually, it wasn't a bad thing to have a lower cultivation base, but an increase in combat power. Of course, the only downside was that it would be even more difficult for him to break through in the future. Compared to before, breaking through to the next level was at least twice as difficult. It was already very difficult for Yang Hongwu to improve his cultivation, and now it was even more difficult. Big brother Yang Hongwu, that's great. Are you okay? Pang Liren saw Yang Hongwu open his eyes and asked quickly. I'm fine. Big brother Yang, eat the fruit. Pang Lijuan was also very concerned about Yang Hongwu. Thank you. The two girls being so enthusiastic made Yang Hongwu overwhelmed by the unexpected favor. Big brother Yang, it's all the old ancestor's fault for that cup of tea, causing your cultivation to fall. But the old ancestor will definitely compensate, right? Pang Li said. You sly lass. Living off one person while helping another, Elder Pang said with a glare when he heard. But Yang Hongwu shook his head when he heard that and said to Elder Pang, Many thanks for senior spirit tea. This is your own lucky chance. I merely did it in passing. Besides, you entered Shepherding Town, so we're a family. Why is there a need to be so courteous? Elder Pang said with a slight smile when he heard. Big brother Yang, why are you still thanking? The old ancestor's tea made your cultivation fall. Pang Liren did not understand and asked. Miss Liren, just call me Liren, Pang Li said. All right, Liren. Although senior's tea seems to have made my cultivation fall, In reality, my combat power did not decrease. Instead, it increased. Moreover, my foundation has become stronger. Yang Hongwu said, "So, Senior, not only did you not harm me, but you've also helped me greatly. Senior, I'd like to know, is there really no way for me to leave this place?" Yang Hongwu asked. This was what Yang Hongwu was most concerned about. "Big brother Yang, isn't this place good? Why must you leave?" Pang Liren said unhappily when she heard that. "No, this place is very good. The spirit energy is abundant and the scenery is beautiful. It's a treasured place for cultivation. However, I have something very important to do, so I must leave this place," Yang Hongwu said as he shook his head. "Impossible," Pang Lijuan said. "No one has ever left this place. There's no way." Elder Pang shook his head and said, "Unless your strength can break through the limit and become a legendary expert. Even with Elder Pang's strength, you can't do it?" Yang Hongwu looked at Elder Pang and asked. Elder Pang's strength was the strongest person Yang Hongwu had ever seen. Even the Holy Doctor of the Dragons, Li Longjin, might not be a match for him. "If I could do it, I wouldn't have stayed here all this time." Elder Pang couldn't help but smile bitterly. How could he not want to leave? However, this land was cursed. If he wanted to leave this place, he had to break through the limit of his cultivation and break the curse. However, how could this curse be broken so easily? The curse had already seeped deep into his blood, bone marrow, and soul. Anyone who stepped into this land would be cursed. It was impossible for them to leave. If they tried to force their way out, they would die. There was no other possibility. No one can break the curse here. "Curse?" Yang Hongwu said. "What kind of curse is this?" "I don't know," Elder Pang said. Elder Pang said, "This town has been cursed. However, I don't know what kind of curse it is." "Where is the source of this curse?" Yang Hongwu asked. At this moment, a voice came from outside. "Old ancestor, this is bad. Something bad has happened." Elder Pang frowned when he saw how flustered the person was. He said, "What happened? Why are you so flustered?" "Big brother Pang Zhong, what's going on?" Pang Hua asked. "That thing has come out." "What thing?" Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan asked. "What?" Elder Pang's expression changed drastically when he heard that. "Pang Zhong, you're saying that thing has come out?" "Yes, old ancestor. The three elders can't hold it back anymore. Old ancestor, you should go quickly. Otherwise, if that thing comes out, our shepherding town will be finished," Pang Zhong said. Chapter 1619. What is this place? Yang Hongwu, Pang Liren, and the others came to a stone forest. There was no life here. It was very gloomy. However, there was a terrifying and evil aura in the distance, which was very frightening. "I don't know either," Pang Liren said. "I've lived in Shepherding Town for so long, but I didn't know there was such a fun place." Hearing Pang Liren's words, Pang Hua and Pang Zhong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "A fun place? Oh my God, this is called fun? This is a deadly place, and you call it fun? I don't know what to say." Yang Hongwu also couldn't help but laugh. This girl, is there something wrong with her brain? However, Yang Hongwu's attention wasn't on Pang Liren. Instead, he looked at the place where the terrifying aura was coming from. "What is it?" Yang Hongwu looked at Pang Zhong and asked. "You are..." Although Pang Zhong saw Yang Hongwu, he didn't have time to ask because of the urgency of the matter. At this time, Yang Hongwu asked him. He said, "He is Yang Hongwu. He came in from the outside." Pang Hua said, "Someone from the outside?" Hearing this, Pang Zhong was surprised. He had never seen someone from the outside. He didn't expect to meet one. "Yes." Yang Hongwu nodded. "Brother Pang Zhong, what is that thing? It's so evil?" "It's an evil exotic beast. It's very powerful and has been sealed for countless years. Every 500 years, it will come out to cause trouble. This time, it's the fiercest," Pang Zhong said. "An evil exotic beast?" Yang Hongwu said, "What kind of exotic beast is it?" "I don't know." Pang Zhong shook his head and said, "It has existed for a long time. I don't know what it is, but it is an evil guy. It is very scary. 500 years ago, in order to seal this beast, my father died inside. You guys wait here. Pang Hua and I will go in." Pang Zhong said, "I'll go with you. Maybe I can help." Yang Hongwu said, "I want to go too." Pang Li Juan and Pang Liren said in unison. No, you guys can go. It's too dangerous. Pang Zhong refused. I'm very strong, Pang Li said. Okay. Pang Li Juan nodded in agreement. In short, it won't work, said Pang Zhong. Why? You're not much stronger than us. Pang Liren was a little angry as she glared at him. Bang! Pang Zhong was just about to speak when a powerful force rushed over, instantly shattering a boulder not far from them. The powerful impact sent Pang Zhong and Pang Hua flying. On the other hand, Yang Hongwu threw out a punch, instantly neutralizing the force. Big Brother Yang is amazing. Pang Liren and Pang Li Juan looked at Yang Hongwu with admiration. As for Pang Zhong and Pang Hua, they crawled up. The impact from before had clearly caused quite a bit of damage to the two of them. Although it wasn't life-threatening, it had caused the two of them to lose face. Especially Pang Hua, who was incomparably depressed. Are you two okay? Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them and asked. We're fine. Pang Zhong shook his head, looking at Yang Hongwu with some surprise. I didn't expect you to be so strong. Pang Zhong had heard that people from the outside world had their cultivation suppressed. Although their cultivation realm was very high, their battle strength was very poor. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be so strong. That force had caught him off guard, and he had no way to resist it. However, Yang Hongwu was in front of him. To be able to react, it was clear that Yang Hongwu's strength was not small. He faintly felt that Yang Hongwu's strength was stronger than his. Perhaps he could really be of some help. At this moment, Pang Hua's eyes were flickering. No one knew what he was thinking. Let them go. Brother Yang is so strong. He can help. Suddenly, Pang Hua said. All right, Pang Zhong nodded. One more person meant one more strength. As for Pang Liren and Pang Li Juan, Pang Zhong was a little worried. He was very clear about the strength of these two women. They couldn't be compared to Yang Hongwu. Don't worry, I will protect them, Yang Hongwu said. All right, let's go, Pang Zhong said. However, everyone must be careful. Follow my footsteps, or you will fall into the array. Got it. Pang Liren seemed very excited. Big Brother Yang, you must protect us sisters. Don't worry. Yang Hongwu smiled and said. Seeing Yang Hongwu, Pang Liren, and Pang Li Juan being so close, a cold light flashed in Pang Hua's eyes. No one noticed. The group of four soon arrived at the center of the stone forest. In front of them was an ancient black tower. In front of the black tower, there was a black mist. This black mist condensed into a faint shadow. This faint shadow was very evil, very strange, and full of terrifying power. Yang Hongwu could clearly see that the black mist was spreading out from the black tower. The black tower was still trembling, as if it was about to explode. Elder Pang and the three white-haired elders were resisting the black mist, as if they were trying to seal it. Behind them, there were several warriors. These warriors were pouring their own power into Elder Pang and the others. What is that? The evil suppressing pagoda is the most terrifying place in our shepherding town. A terrifying evil demon is sealed here. If this evil demon were to erupt, our entire shepherding town would be destroyed, said Pang Zhong. We must prevent that evil demon from being born. Perhaps this is the source of the curse. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Let's go and help the old ancestor and the others. Pang Hua said. All right. The group of people walked near Elder Pang and the others. Elder Pang sensed the arrival of Yang Hongwu and the others. His face changed, and he said, What are you doing here? Senior, I am here to help you. Yang Hongwu said, No need. You should leave quickly. Elder Pang hurriedly said. His tone was somewhat anxious. Pang Zhong, quickly take them away from here. I never thought that my chance would come. Old man, you want to seal me? Dream on. A voice rang out, and a commotion occurred within the black pagoda. Smoke condensed from within the black pagoda and turned into a black light that shot towards Yang Hongwu. Pang Zhong's face changed. A saber light slashed out, but it was useless. Seeing that the black light was about to reach him, Yang Hongwu clenched the saber in his hand. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt a powerful force behind him. Chapter 16:20. Yang Hanwu did not expect Pang Hua to sneak up on him at this moment. Caught off guard, Yang Hanwu was sent flying, and in front of him was the evil aura. Instantly, Yang Hanwu collided with the evil aura. Pang Hua, you deserve to die. Elder Pang was furious. Pang Zhong was also furious. A blade light shot towards Pang Hua. Bam! Pang Zhong's strength was much stronger than Pang Hua's. His furious attack sent Pang Hua flying. Haha, kid, I have to thank you. This body is too strong. Not good. It's a possession. Elder Pang's face changed. Kill him. No. Pang Liren's face changed. Old ancestor, you'll kill Brother Yang. Seeing Elder Pang attacking Yang Hanwu, Pang Liren knew what it meant. If he killed the evil spirit, he would be attacking Yang Hanwu. If he killed the evil spirit, Yang Hongwu would die too. He's already been possessed. He's no longer Yang Hongwu. Elder Pang said, No, Brother Yang won't be possessed so easily. Pang Lijuan said, Impossible. Pang Zhong, kill little Brother Yang. Elder Pang said, Yes. Pang Zhong did not hesitate. He ignored Pang Hua and attacked Yang Hongwu. At this moment, Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. His body burned with flames. This was the Red Lotus Hellfire. Earlier, when he was ambushed, that evil spirit invaded his body and took control of his body. However, that was only for an instant. You want to possess me? Dream on. Yang Hongwu's Red Lotus Hellfire burned, blocking the evil spirit's invasion. The evil spirit that was fusing with Yang Hongwu's body was stopped. The part that entered Yang Hongwu's body was refined and devoured by Yang Hongwu. Damn it. Damned little bastard. How can your soul be so powerful? How can you have such a terrifying divine flame? The evil spirit let out a miserable shriek. A part of his soul had entered Yang Hongwu's body and was refined and devoured in a breath's time. This naturally caused him to suffer heavy injuries, which made him extremely furious. Ancestor, do you still want to make a move? Pang Zhong stopped. After all, he had heard Yang Hongwu's voice. At this moment, Yang Hongwu was surrounded by divine flames. There was no trace of evil in his body. Kill, old Pang said. This evil demon is incomparably cunning. He must be dreaming if he wants to deceive me. Ancestor, that can't be. He's Big Brother Yang. He's definitely Big Brother Yang. He hasn't been possessed. Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan cried out. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Although little Brother Yang's strength is not bad, he's definitely not a match for that evil spirit. Therefore, the possibility that little Brother Yang hasn't been possessed is too small. What we're seeing now is definitely what the evil spirit is purposely showing in order to scheme against us. Old Pang said coldly. Moreover, this is a matter of great importance. I'd rather kill the wrong person than let him go. Otherwise, if that evil spirit is born, not only will our shepherding town be destroyed, but the entire deity domain and this entire great world will be destroyed. I definitely won't take such a risk for little Brother Yang. It's a great risk. If it's really little Brother Yang, I believe he can understand my feelings. When Yang Hongwu heard old Pang's words, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. However, he also knew that old Pang had no other choice. That evil aura, that evil spirit was indeed powerful. It was one of the most terrifying evil spirits that Yang Hongwu had ever seen. Compared to Zi Tian's original body, it was probably even stronger. If it wasn't for his own strong soul and the fact that most of the evil spirit's power had been sealed, Yang Hongwu really didn't know if he would be able to withstand it. Old Pang, don't attack. It's me, not that evil spirit. Yang Hongwu also didn't want to fight old Pang head-on. Although old Pang was mainly suppressing the evil spirit's soul, it was still very terrifying for him to divert a portion of his power to deal with Yang Hongwu. Old Pang's strength was too terrifying. Yang Hongwu didn't even know how strong old Pang was. Although old Pang's cultivation realm seemed to be only at the Great Emperor realm, in reality, in Shepherding Town, cultivation realm was no longer the basis for one's combat strength. For example, the few elders who were suppressing the evil spirit together with old Pang were actually at the half-step true god realm. Their cultivation realm was higher than old Pang's, but their combat strength was far inferior to old Pang's. It could even be said that the difference between heaven and earth. Evil spirit, you want to deceive me? Dream on. When old Pang heard Yang Hongwu's words, not only did he not stop, but he also increased the power of his attack. When Yang Hongwu saw old Pang's actions, he wanted to cry, but had no tears. Wait till I kill your soul incarnation, then I'll suppress your real body. Old Pang roared angrily. He stretched out his right hand and gathered a vast amount of power, slapping towards Yang Hongwu. Old Pang's seemingly simple slap contained supreme Tao. The power of this slap was extremely shocking. Yang Hongwu's face was extremely solemn. If he took it head-on, Yang Hongwu didn't have full confidence. Even if he did, he reckoned that he would be injured. Since he couldn't take it head-on, he could only avoid it. With a thought, Yang Hongwu's body disappeared from the spot. This is the void transference technique. Old Pang's face darkened when he saw Yang Hongwu avoid his attack. The previous attack had already used up all the power he could. If he used any more power, he might not be able to suppress the evil spirit's real body. Damn it! Pang Zhong, Pang Lijuan, Pang Liren, kill this evil spirit. He couldn't split his power now, so he could only rely on Pang Zhong and the others. Although Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan's cultivation wasn't high enough, they could share some of the pressure. Moreover, Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan had special bodies. Due to the unique nature of their bodies, if the two of them joined forces, their strength would not be weaker than Pang Zhong's. In fact, they might even be stronger. Therefore, even if the three of them were unable to kill the possessed Yang Hongwu, they would still be able to suppress him. Yes, old ancestor. Pang Zhong took action. However, Pang Lijuan and Pang Liren didn't take action. Chapter 16:21. Pang Liren, Pang Lijuan, you two bastards. What are you waiting for? Elder Pang shouted angrily. Do you want me to die from anger? Or do you want the entire shepherding town to be destroyed by him? As soon as Elder Pang finished speaking, Yang Hongwu activated a formation. This formation exploded with a powerful force and sent Pang Zhong flying. Yang Hongwu didn't want to be entangled too much. Otherwise, if the evil soul took advantage of him, the loss would outweigh the gain. That was why he set up a formation to deal with it. Liren, Li Juan, thank you for your trust. Yang Hongwu looked at Elder Pang and said, Elder Pang, I am Yang Hongwu. I have not been possessed. You don't have to worry about that. You really haven't been possessed? Yang Hongwu nodded. Of course not. It's impossible for a mere evil soul to possess me. I have the karmic fire of the Red Lotus on me. If it's that guy's true body, it might be able to do it. However, it's just a soul. It's impossible. When he said this, Yang Hongwu's tone revealed great confidence. That's the karmic fire of the Red Lotus. At this moment, Elder Pang realized that the fire Yang Hongwu used was the legendary karmic fire of the Red Lotus. It was impossible for someone with the karmic fire of the Red Lotus to be possessed so easily. The possibility was too small. You have the karmic fire of the Red Lotus, so it's impossible for you to be possessed so easily. Elder Pang, he must have been possessed. It's just an act. At this moment, Pang Hua came to his senses and shouted, Ancestor, don't be fooled by him. Moreover, Ancestor, you little bastard, you just entered our shepherding town and something like this happened. Isn't this too much of a coincidence? Are you sure? He must have something to do with that demon. Pang Hua, you're talking nonsense. Brother Yang is definitely not related to that demon. Pang Liren was furious and glared at Pang Hua. That's right. You attacked Big Brother Yang just now. The old ancestor won't believe you. Pang Lijuan said, Pang Hua, I always thought you were a good person. I didn't expect you to be so despicable and shameless. I was wrong about you. Ancestor, Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan must have been bewitched by that little bastard. He must be related to that demon, Pang Hua said loudly. Elder Pang frowned. This wasn't impossible. Although the time was up, the timing of the demon's attack on the seal was too coincidental. It just so happened that when Yang Hongwu appeared, the demon began to attack the seal. This made Elder Pang suspicious. Ancestor, for the safety of our shepherding town, we can't trust outsiders. Am I, Pang Hua, not as trustworthy as an outsider? Pang Hua said loudly. Ancestor, didn't you say that you'd rather kill the wrong person than let them go? Even if my guess is wrong and I kill him, it doesn't matter. He's just an outsider. However, if he's really been possessed and we let him go, what will happen? Ancestor, can you bear the consequences? This concerns the safety of our entire shepherding town and even the entire world. What Pang Hua said makes sense. Elder Pang took a deep breath and said, Little brother Yang, I can't confirm whether or not you have been possessed. Even if you have the Red Lotus Hellfire and the possibility of you being possessed is very small, I can't risk the lives of the world. Even if you have been possessed, I can't risk it. Even if you've been possessed, there's only a 1% chance that you've been possessed. I can't take the risk. Elder Pang, do you still not believe me? Yang Hongwu sighed. Big brother Yang, we believe you. Only Pang Liren and Pang Li Juan stood on Yang Hongwu's side. The other elders also said, no matter who this brat is, whether he's been possessed or not, we can't take the risk. We should kill him. Thank you. Yang Hongwu smiled. Then he looked at Pang Hua and said, you want to kill me because you're jealous, right? What kind of person was Yang Hongwu? He had experienced countless trials and tribulations. What kind of danger had he not seen before? How could Pang Hua's thoughts escape his eyes? The previous sneak attack was merely a moment of carelessness. After all, that evil spirit was too powerful. It had shocked Yang Hongwu. He didn't expect Pang Hua to sneak attack him while he wasn't paying attention. But now he noticed Pang Hua. Yang Hongwu had seen through everything that had happened before. Pang Hua liked Pang Li Juan, and because of his arrival, he had no chance at all. That was why he bore a grudge against Pang Hua. Pang Hua's mind wasn't firm to begin with. That evil spirit's attack had triggered his inner demon. At that moment, the evil spirit's aura wasn't the only thing that had erupted. Yang Hongwu could see that the majority of the evil souls had come for him. They had wanted to possess him, but they hadn't succeeded. The remaining trace, a very small portion, had entered Pang Hua's soul, completely contaminating it. Although it hadn't completely taken control of Pang Hua, it had heavily affected him. Hua and Pang Hua's jealousy had twisted his soul and mind. It could be said that he had fallen into a demonic state. Although he still maintained a trace of his self, it wouldn't be long before Pang Hua was completely controlled by the evil spirit. After all, Pang Hua wasn't as strong as Yang Hongwu, and he didn't have the karmic fire of the Red Lotus to protect him. I've said that I haven't been possessed. However, it seems that someone has been affected by the evil spirit. Their mind isn't firm, and they've fallen into a demonic state. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. Little bastard, it's useless no matter what you say. Pang Li Juan, Pang Liren, get out of the way. Otherwise, I'll kill you too. Pang Hua was furious. Seeing Pang Liren and Pang Li Juan standing in front of Yang Hongwu, Pang Hua became even more furious. What arrogance! Pang Liren was also angry. Pang Hua, you think you're some big shot. Big brother Yang Hongwu, you should rest first. My sister and I will deal with him. Pang Li Juan said to Yang Hongwu. There's no need for that. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. I'm very strong. In this place, other than the seniors, no one is my match. Yang Hongwu flicked his finger. It was the demon extinguishing finger. The golden finger emitted a powerful and domineering power. The dazzling golden light illuminated the entire stone forest. Under the illumination of the golden light, the black demonic aura was constantly being annihilated. Pang Hua's face was twisted. The golden light seemed to be causing him great pain. Chapter 16:22. A mere strand of demonic soul dares to be so arrogant? You really don't know what's good for you. To think that I, Yang Hongwu, have slain countless demons, even the incarnation of the demon lord. A mere strand of demonic soul is like a chicken in front of me, unable to withstand a single blow. As he spoke, Yang Hongwu's finger landed on Pang Hua's body. At that moment, Pang Hua's body was shattered. A wisp of black smoke floated out from his body. This was the demonic soul. The demonic soul turned into a human figure and looked at Yang Hongwu furiously. Little bastard, you deserve to die. Do you know that you deserve to die? Devouring furnace. Yang Hongwu shouted. A huge furnace appeared. This devouring furnace formed a terrifying vortex. The red lotus karmic fire burned and danced in the furnace. In the blink of an eye, that strand of demonic soul was devoured. It was instantly crushed and refined, turning into Yang Hongwu's pure energy. It's not enough. It's far from enough. After devouring the energy, Yang Hongwu felt that his cultivation had increased a little. However, it was still far from recovering to the 6th level of the Divine Lord realm. Pang Hua's body was actually taken over. After Yang Hongwu killed Pang Hua, the demonic soul that appeared let Elder Pang know that Pang Hua's body was indeed taken over. This made him feel helpless. Brat, you could have spared Pang Hua. Why did you kill him? At this moment, a few people appeared in the stone forest. One of them shouted at Yang Hongwu. Uncle Pang Lin, you can't blame Brother Yang. Pang Li Juan quickly explained. Brat, you kill my son. I want you to pay with your life. Pang Lin was furious. Pang Hua was his son, his only son. Now he was killed by Yang Hongwu. His heart was filled with hatred. Pang Hua was his only bloodline. Pang Lin, don't mess around. Elder Pang's face darkened when he saw that Pang Lin was about to make a move. Grand Ancestor, this little bastard killed my son, Pang Hua. He could have chosen not to kill him, but he deserved to die, Pang Lin said as he charged towards Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu coldly snorted, If you want to kill me, you need to have the ability to do so. Pang Lin was much stronger than Pang Hua. He was even stronger than Pang Zhong. He was second only to Elder Pang and the other elders. However, Yang Hongwu did not care. Die! Pang Hua waved the battle blade in his hand. It was as if he could cut apart the heavens and earth. This blade was incomparably domineering. Several blade lights bombarded towards Yang Hongwu. The speed was so fast that it made people speechless. This move already faintly contained the Saber Dao will. If it were not for his poor aptitude and the restrictions of this world, Pang Lin's strength would be far greater than what it was now. There were very few people who could comprehend the Saber Dao will. Pang Lin's talent was much stronger than Pang Hua's. However, Pang Lin's thoughts were not pure. He was too materialistic. If he could let go of all this, his talent would not be weaker than the other elders. He might even be stronger. Good, Yang Hongwu laughed. Let's see if your saber technique is stronger or if mine is stronger. Yang Hongwu also took out his battle blade. Naturally, it was the Hongming battle blade. The moment the Hongming battle blade appeared, all the battle blades in the surrounding area buzzed. 10,000 sabers have submitted. This is 10,000 sabers submitting. I never thought that there would be such a treasured saber. In your hands, this treasured saber is like a jewel covered in dust. In my hands, it can unleash its full potential. When Pang Lin saw the war saber, his eyes flashed with boundless greed. Luster. At this moment, his ambition and greed were completely exposed. If you want my battle blade, I'll give it to you. Yang Hongwu shouted. Raging dragon breaks the sky. The battle blade slashed out fiercely. This slash could shatter the universe and destroy gods and demons. This slash seemed to have come from the immemorial universe and could destroy all ancient and powerful existences. Pang Lin felt as if his soul was about to be crushed. The terrifying pressure made it hard for him to breathe. A golden dragon soared into the sky. It was Yang Hongwu's saber chi. This saber chi had already given birth to a spirit. It had the will to destroy the world. Crack! A crisp sound rang out. The battle blade in Pang Lin's hand was instantly shattered. His body was sent flying. His two arms were also shattered by Yang Hongwu's saber chi. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Pang Lin's eyes widened as he stared at Yang Hongwu. So powerful. What a powerful saber. Pang Lin died before he could finish his sentence. Elder Pang closed his eyes. He wanted to save Pang Lin, but it was too late. Yang Hongwu's slash was too fast. No one could react in time. Yang! Elder Pang was about to speak when a domineering force exploded from the Black Tower. Elder Pang and the other elders were instantly sent flying. The Black Tower and the stone tablet in front of it shook continuously as if they were about to shatter. Oh no, the seal is about to break. Elder Pang and the other elders had blood dripping from the corners of their mouths. They looked dispirited. It was obvious that they were all injured. However, they still rushed forward regardless. They used all their strength to suppress the evil spirit and find a way to seal it. Little brother, take Li Juan and Liren and leave this place quickly. If the seal breaks, you'll have a chance to live, Elder Pang said loudly. What? Yang Hongwu was shocked. He did not expect that to be the way to leave this place. Leave quickly. No, Yang Hongwu said. How can I leave at this time? You. Yang Hongwu's words made Elder Pang speechless. He did not expect Yang Hongwu to refuse to leave. Was he not afraid of death? I can seal it. Impossible. Elder Pang shook his head and said, that guy's too powerful. What you saw just now was only a billionth of his power. If he unleashed all of his power, this world would collapse and be annihilated. The power that he unleashed just now was only a billionth of his power. Yang Hongwu was shocked. If that was the case, what kind of terrifying existence was it? Who was it that sealed such a terrifying existence here? Terrifying. It was truly terrifying. Pang Lin took a deep breath. Yang Hongwu took a step forward and formed a seal with his hands. A mysterious power erupted. Seal. Then, Yang Hongwu shouted softly, and a mysterious sealing light burst forth. It formed a golden seal character in the void. The golden seal character landed on the black pagoda and instantly suppressed the power of the violent eruption. Chapter 16:23. You've really sealed it? Elder Pang and the other elders widened their eyes when they saw that the seal had been successfully sealed. Each and every one of them felt incredulous. This was too shocking. One must know how terrifying the power of the demon was. If it were to erupt, it was definitely not something that they could withstand. The reason why the shepherding town was cursed and sealed was because they were trying to seal the evil demon. Their Pang clan had been in the shepherding town for generations, unable to leave in order to guard the seal. Kid, you're not bad, an elder said. Yang Hongwu smiled. Who exactly are you? Elder Pang frowned slightly. However, I still have to thank you this time. Yang Hongwu said, I'm just a passerby. I've already told you. Yang Hongwu had a good impression of Elder Pang. After all, he had to thank Elder Pang's spirit tea for increasing his strength. If not for Elder Pang's spirit tea, Yang Hongwu would not have been able to strengthen the seal so easily. Although Elder Pang had wanted to kill him earlier, he was still angry. Yang Hongwu was not angry. Elder Pang did not mind Yang Hongwu's expression and tone. After all, he had wanted Pang Zhong and the others to kill Yang Hongwu earlier. Do you know that you've just lost a chance to leave? Elder Pang smiled and said, our shepherding town actually exists to protect that seal. The mission of our Pang clan is to protect that seal, to protect that evil demon, and to not allow him to escape. Go. The only way to leave this place is to break the seal. If the seal cannot be broken, it will be impossible to leave. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Elder Pang, aren't you afraid that I'll break the seal if you say that? You know that I still have the ability to do so. Elder Pang was stunned when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. The other elders also had grave expressions as they looked at Yang Hongwu, as if they were facing a great enemy. Haha, I believe you won't do that. After a while, Elder Pang laughed out loud. If you wanted to release that demon, you wouldn't have helped us strengthen the seal. Furthermore, if you had released that demon, I'm afraid the first one to die would have been you. That's not necessarily true, Yang Hongwu said. Even if the seal is opened, I can still leave. I have the ability to do so. That, little brother, you're joking, right? Elder Pang was shocked when he heard this. If Yang Hongwu really did that, it would really be over. If there is really no way to leave this place, perhaps I will choose to do so, Yang Hongwu said in a very serious tone. Cough, cough. Elder Pang's face darkened. Things were really troublesome. Yang Hongwu was definitely unwilling to stay here, unless there was someone who could make him unwilling to leave. Elder Pang thought for a moment before turning to look at Pang Liren and Pang Li Juan. Perhaps these two little girls could do it. This was the only way to use a honey trap. Little brother, you should be tired too. Liren, Li Juan, you two bring little brother to rest, Elder Pang hurriedly said. Yang Hongwu smiled. He knew what Elder Pang was thinking in his heart, but he didn't care. Big brother Yang, You're too amazing. You can actually seal that terrifying demon." Along the way, Pang Liren and Pang Lijuan chattered nonstop in Yang Hongwu's ears, their eyes filled with worship. The two girls made Yang Hongwu feel a little helpless. These two little girls seemed to be pestering him. This was troublesome. After the two girls left, Yang Hongwu sat down cross-legged. The battle earlier had helped Yang Hongwu quite a bit. Although his cultivation hadn't recovered to the 6th level Divine Lord realm, his strength had increased by a lot. After Yang Hongwu cultivated for a while, he thought of that demon. This demon gave Yang Hongwu a sense of familiarity, but it was definitely not that fellow, Zetian. If it was Zetian, Yang Hongwu couldn't be more familiar with it. But it wasn't Zetian, nor was it Wang Li or Wang Yuan's power. This was strange. When had he ever met such a terrifying and evil expert? Why did that evil soul give him an inexplicable sense of familiarity? This was something that Yang Hongwu couldn't figure out all this time. At first, Yang Hongwu thought that it was his hallucination, but that wasn't the case. That feeling was very clear. Could it be the evil demon clan? Yang Hongwu frowned. His inner world was once condensed from an evil demon's core. If this demon was a powerhouse of the evil demon clan, it would be normal for it to feel a sense of familiarity. However, it was very obvious that it wasn't. The evil demon clan that Yang Hongwu knew wasn't this terrifying and powerful. Could it be that it has something to do with the demon hand or the demon-devouring tattoo that I obtained back then? Yang Hongwu thought that this was quite possible. As for the origin of that demon, he would have to ask Elder Pang to find out. As for Pang Lijuan and Pang Liren, he probably didn't know. After figuring this out, he had to think of a way to leave this place. This place was very attractive to Yang Hongwu. After all, he could comprehend the power of Dao here. If he could reach Elder Pang's level, he would be very powerful in the future. Therefore, cultivating here was indeed very helpful to Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu was naturally attracted to this place. However, no matter how good and fast it was to cultivate here, Yang Hongwu wouldn't stay here forever. He wanted to find Hu Xiao and the other girls. Now, Yang Hongwu still didn't know if Hu Xiao and the other girls had been captured by the Zetian. No matter what, they might be in danger now. To Yang Hongwu, finding them was the most important thing. When Yang Hongwu came back to his senses from his cultivation, he realized that the courtyard he was in was sealed. Yang Hongwu frowned. Someone wanted to deal with him. Not only was the courtyard sealed off, but a killing formation had also been set up around it. Someone wanted to deal with him. Yang Hongwu sneered in his heart. It seemed that someone couldn't wait any longer. Yang Hongwu knew that there were only two possibilities for someone to deal with him. One, they were worried that he would break the seal, and the other, they wanted to take revenge on him. After all, he had killed someone previously. However, Yang Hongwu guessed that the first possibility was more likely. He didn't know what Elder Pang was thinking, but Yang Hongwu guessed that even if this wasn't Elder Pang's idea, he had acquiesced to it. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.